You've put off that new vehicle long enough. Now there's absolutely no excuse.
Get to Joe Cotton Ford during their model year-end sales event. They're making room for next year's models, and that means you'll save big.
You'll get the best rebate offers of the year and save hundreds to thousands on brand new 2017 Fords.
Plus, all new vehicles come with the Joe Cotton Ford Advantage program. You'll save on maintenance, vehicle protection, and more.
There's a reason generations of Ford buyers and their families keep coming back to family-owned and operated Joe Cotton Ford. It's all about a different car buying experience with world-class customer service and people you can trust.
No hassles, no drama, and no high-pressure sales tactics now and for as long as you own your vehicle.
There's still a great selection during the Ford model year-end sales event, but hurry, it won't last.
Get to Joe Cotton Ford today and drive home your new Ford car, truck, or SUV. Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream or at joecottonford.com. That's joecottonford.com.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. Who would win a 3-mile bicycle race, an 11-year-old girl or last year's winner of the Tour de France? It all depends on the bicycle. It depends on their vehicle. Both on a 10-speed and the pro racer is going to win every time. But put the racer on a tricycle and the 11-year-old wins every time. You see, it's not the driver, it's the vehicle. When it comes to generating revenue, it's exactly the same. If you have a job or a small business, you are riding a tricycle. You can only go so fast. If you need to make up lost ground, it's not going to happen on a tricycle. No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race. Why do many people with no schooling and no advanced degree often become very wealthy? Simple. They choose to only ride 10 speeds. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss when it comes to putting people on a 10-speed. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Risk mitigation is an important consideration that smart companies pay attention to in today's complicated business climate. Some of the greatest risks occur when your company hires new employees or when you execute new business financial relationships. When your company hires, leases, or conducts financial transactions, decisions are critical. That's why veteran-owned and operated Global Verification Network is a company you should know. Startups to Fortune 100s trust Global Verification Network, and so should you. They're a background screening and investigative services company dedicated to expert, timely, and affordable background screening services for employment, tenant screening, and business due diligence. Global Verification Network is headquartered in Chicagoland, a federally recognized veteran-owned small business, and never offshores data like many competitors. To request your company's risk analysis without obligation or cost, visit globalverificationnetwork.com or call 877-695-1179 or visit them online at globalverificationnetwork.com. Global Verification Network, the risk mitigation experts, 877-695-1179.
At 5:07 from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, let's say good morning to Jim Talamonte.
Good morning, David. Once again, the rain is slowing the drive times around the area, and we have some incidents which are causing issues as well. First of all, on the inbound Stevenson, the ramp to the outbound Ryan remains closed after the earlier incident, which vehicle hit a barrier wall and some concrete debris began falling, and that still has that ramp from the inbound Stevenson to the outbound Ryan closed. It's likely to be an issue for much of the morning. Expect traffic to start building up in that area soon and causing some delays. There are delays now on the outbound Kennedy. Diversity to Kimball. 2 right lanes are blocked with a jackknife semi. It's 25 minutes from downtown to O'Hare. The inbound side is looking good. Elsewhere, see a little bit of congestion now on inbound I-57. About a 2-minute delay, 107th to the merge. Bishop Ford getting heavy approaching the Ryan as well. The outbound Ryan, the entrance ramp from 87th is closed. The area tollways look okay. Northwest Indiana as well. There are some residual delays on the CTA Blue Line for O'Hare-bound trains after there was earlier an unauthorized person on the tracks near Clinton Station. Traffic, service of Geico Chicago. Hey, Chicago, Geico now has even more ways to save you money. Your local Geico agent is ready to deliver the personal service you need with the savings you love. Call 773-582-AUTO. That's 773-582-AUTO for your local Geico agent. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next, but now the forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
A windy day today. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour with periods of rain. High 48. Still breezy in the evening with a stray shower. Winds gusting up to 30 to 35 miles per hour. Otherwise partly to mostly cloudy. Low 36. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
We're already at the day's high, 48 degrees at the Lakefront Midway and O'Hare. Next, News 530. Continuous coverage of the latest news, traffic, and weather at 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is sponsored by Wine Time Radio. Every Saturday at 10 p.m. on AM 560. Explore the wonderful world of wine with host James Crooker and Rob Lehner.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Well, there's no Amy yet, but I suspect she's en route. There was a crack up on Kimball on the Kennedy coming in, so I assume she's probably backed up in that. So we'll look for... Oh, and here she is. Always has to make an entrance. Yeah, all right.
Grand entrance.
You got backed up in that accident by Kimball?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you get around it? Oh, let me guess. You propelled your car. You had a little ramp, and you flew right over it.
I do a Bo and Luke Duke. I go up on two wheels and just use the shoulder. And that was fine.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's a little slick out there. And I wish it would stop raining. But, hopefully it will soon. Because I can't take it anymore. I don't know how people live in Seattle and have dogs. Because taking your dog out in the rain is... Oh, do you do that? Or
Yeah, sure.
do you get an umbrella
It's a big
for
deal.
Hayek? Does he have his own little umbrella?
Stop being such a crybaby.
No.
It's a
Does he
little
have his
rain.
little...
No, he doesn't have an umbrella. What
Do you don't...
do you
put
think?
an
I'm like a North Shore dandy? No, I don't have an umbrella for my dog. We go out. I put on a poncho over my tuxedo, and he likes the rain.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does he try to swallow it with his mouth, put his snoot up in the air?
You're asking too many
Too many
uncomfortable
questions.
questions about my dog.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
I didn't mean to get too personal there.
We're happy to have you here.
Okay,
Thank
glad
you
to be
for
here.
making it. Yes.
On a very special Dan and Amy.
Yes, on a very special blossom.
She didn't make it because she got ran over by an 18-wheeler.
That's right. Yeah. Remembering Amy
Amy.
Jacobson. Okay. Now switching to a bit of a serious note. Remembering Kate Steinle. The trial of the individual charged with her murder started yesterday, and of course, very emotional. The assistant district attorney in the case saying the only thing Kate Steinle could say after she was shot, "Dad, help me, help me." Those would be her last words. Her father testified briefly yesterday as well, just recounting that she was having trouble breathing and he couldn't figure out what had happened when he heard the loud bang and then she fell forward and she was having trouble breathing. Obviously, we know what happened. And this kind of brings back the issue of border security because, as we know, the individual charged with her murder had repeatedly come into this country illegally over and over again. And the timing of this is quite interesting because the border wall prototypes
did you see those?
are to be delivered this week.
Well, there's 7 of them. They're lined up in a
I've
row.
got some swatches here
Do you have some
for you to
swatches?
select from.
Well, there's 7 of them, and they're at the border near Tijuana, and it's amazing. I mean, they're huge, and they're asking people, too, in Mexico because they're staring at them saying, will this stop you from going over the wall? And he said, well, yes, because physically I can't get over that wall.
Yeah, 8 versions of them. And this is fascinating. Here, listen to the MSNBC report about the prototypes and how they inadvertently make Trump's point. Listen to this.
Crews are nearing this week's deadline to complete prototypes for President Trump's promised border wall with Mexico. 6 companies are building 8 models near San Diego. Bidding guidelines call for, quote, aesthetically pleasing prototypes that are able to withstand climbing aids and tools. NBC's Jacob Soboroff joins us now from the border in Tijuana, Mexico, with the latest. Give me a little primer on this, Jacob. What do these 8 prototypes look like?
Yeah, Allie, let me show you, Allie, first how easy it is to actually climb over the existing border fence. They call it the primary fence. It was put up in the 1990s. It's made out of Vietnam-era landing strips. I'm at the top of it right now, looking over it. That's as easy as it is currently in this sector to get into the United States.
Thus the point.
Right. Well,
And it's not the idea that these massive border wall prototypes, like a version of them. It will cover all 2,000 miles of the southern border. But portions of it, like where that MSNBC reporter was standing and looking over and saying, this is how easy it is to get over the wall.
While he was doing his report, though, later for Nightly News, people were actually jumping over the wall because at that section near Tijuana, it's so short. I mean, you and I could jump over it with, in a hot second because it's just a little barrier there.
Yeah, you had people coming. It was almost like an Onion skit, like the timing of it. You actually literally had people coming over to prove the frackin' point of this whole thing, and it's not racist, and it's not about discriminating against any particular individual. It's just strictly about having a barrier on our southern border, so people have to enter this country legally. Why is that so controversial? So here's the thing: Trump is going to fly down, and he's going to review them, and
he's going to go, "You're fired. You're hired. You're fired."
Well,
possibly.
But then he's got to make a pitch to Congress for the funding.
Right, exactly. And I've always been against, the border wall, saying, "Oh, if you build the wall, they'll dig a tunnel," which they still might do, or use drones to drop their drugs. But I have to say, I was pretty impressed with the 8 you have to choose from. The one I like is where you had the bar. It looks like there's bars on the bottom part, and so you could still see in. But you do want something that's aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, of course.
Well, no, I lived on El Paso, and I live in New Mexico is a stone's throw away to my right. You want something that looks nice.
Oh, what color would you like? I like that one comes in blue, brown, and yellow, I believe.
It was actually the light gray one. I think that'll blend into the tapestry well near the Rio Grande.
I like something maybe like a periwinkle.
Is that your, or what is a what is it, the green?
Seafoam.
Seafoam green. Excuse me. Seafoam green. That was a nice one.
Seafoam green would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys should go on Google. You should take a look at the choices.
I'm thinking about getting my bathroom painted in seafoam green. So if it matched the border wall, that'd be nice. Yeah, by the way, I mean, just in terms of, it's all, fun and games with the border wall. But there are real implications, what we're talking about, as well as whatever deal is done on the so-called dreamers. Let's just remember, these are human beings, and there's a lot of them. And so some are good people trying to make a better life, and some are not good people. And one of the responsibilities of the federal government is to distinguish between the two groups: the good people trying to make a better life, and the not so good people. So, for example, last week, 2 young dreamers in the U.S., under protection of Obama-era DACA deportation amnesty, were caught smuggling illegal immigrants in separate incidents in Texas. Dreamers. Driver of the car was from Guatemala. A juvenile had been approved by the Obama administration for a DACA permit in 2016. And they had 2 illegal immigrants from Brazil hiding in their trunk. So, and we, of course, know of the tragedies of the human smuggling and the individuals in the back of a trailer that, suffocate or die of heat exhaustion.
He pled guilty, by the way, that man. Because at first he said, I didn't know what I was carrying, or I didn't know what I was transporting, and he knew.
Now, again, with respect to those who are covered under the DACA status, 2,139 so-called dreamers have had their DACA status revoked. That's out of nearly 800,000 people who've been approved for the program. So that's like 1/4%. So it's not to say that it's everybody, it's a majority, it's not even a significant number. It's a very small percentage. But you know what? 2,139 people doing the wrong thing can have a real impact on people's lives. Why don't you ask the Steinle family? So the idea of separating people who want to do good, who don't raise red flags, and actually doing the vetting to do the best we can to separate those who intend good and those who intend ill. Why is that so controversial? I don't understand it. ICE detainer issued last week for a suspected wine country arsonist who's in a Sonoma jail. A legal alien accused of murdering an 18-year-old student was also in the DACA program. Man accused of killing a South Carolina high school student, a 19-year-old, kidnapping, possession of a weapon during a violent crime in connection with the death of a 18-year-old woman named Diana Martinez Gonzalez. Again, they don't represent a significant percentage of the overall universe, but they have significant impact. And if it's your daughter or your family member or you who's victimized, boy, that's real meaningful, isn't it? So it seems to me that there's such an opportunity for a reasonable conversation about all of this, the border wall, the DACA program, and the Dreamers. But the give at minimum has to be vetting that the American people can have confidence in, because then you get the American people who are compassionate people say, okay, if you're telling me and I have confidence in what you've laid out as a process, that somebody has gone through a process, they're here legally, or through some compromise on the DACA program, and everything we know and we've done our due diligence says this person is going to be an asset to America, then I think there's widespread support for that. And if you just say, if you disagree with anybody here illegally, continue to stay here without any stipulations that you're a racist, then we're not going to be so compassionate.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Today it's going to be dicey out there. Temperatures are going to be falling throughout the day. Real feel temperatures in the 30s, and we're going to have anywhere between a half to 3/4 inch of rain possible. I've got a rain. Tonight, a 40% chance of showers, and then tomorrow it's going to be partly sunny finally. Still cool, a high near 50 degrees. Let's get into our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Very busy, man. There's flying concrete on the Dan Ryan. Here's Jim Telemonte.
That's right, Amy. Good morning. We're not off to a good start, that's for sure. On the inbound side of the Stevenson, the ramp to the outbound Ryan is closed because of an earlier incident where a vehicle struck a barrier wall. This was in that area right near 29th. So there were some flat tires caused by this, and we still have a shutdown of the ramp from the inbound Stevenson to the outbound Ryan. So this is causing a little bit of heavy traffic approaching the Ryan. Not too bad yet on the Stevenson, but it's likely to get worse fairly quickly. And we have the outbound Kennedy. Jammed, solid, Diversity to Addison. Jackknife Semi has 2 right lanes blocked. 34 minutes travel time from downtown to O'Hare. Inbound okay at 20. Speeds are reduced everywhere with wet conditions. Now we have some delays on the outbound Eisenhower from the Tri-State to York Road. Trying to get word on what's going on there. It looks like a possible crash in that area. 35 minutes downtown to Thorndale. Inbound it's 30. See the usual delays on inbound I-57 and the Bishop Ford Freeway. Tollways are okay. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Upstream-ideas.com, premium content that enhances what we do each morning on this show. Long-form interviews with policymakers and opinion leaders in our Against the Current series. Podcasts of the Illinois Rising program that air Sundays at 3 p.m. on these airwaves, covering state policy and politics. My 60 Seconds of Sanity commentaries, 2-minute warnings from Pat Hughes at the Illinois Opportunity Project. Our Heart of the Matter series featuring professional women speaking collegially about the important issues of the day and their impacts on household budgets and family life, as well as our Man on the Street Follow the Logic segments. This week we asked Loyola University students, about the religious test that Senators Difey and Durbin want to impose on Trump nominees. And don't forget our sister site, defendhomeowners.com. Defendhomeowners.com. Get a free property tax report on your home and download a petition that you can circulate to get an advisory ballot question on the 2018 ballot to institute the Indiana model of property taxation in Indiana. In Illinois, Indiana and Illinois. 1% hard cap on property taxes as a percentage of home value. It would result in cutting your property taxes in half for most people or more overnight. So check that out at defendhomeowners.com, and you can check everything else out at upstream-ideas.com.
If you did not purchase health insurance coverage during the 2017 open enrollment, I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan at any time during the year. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other health insurance carriers. If you are between the ages of 19 and 64, you are automatically paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. If you are a non-smoking 50-year-old male or female living in the city of Chicago, the monthly premium rate for a 100% tax-deductible health savings account PPO plan would be $590 per month. But I can show you how to eliminate the mandatory maternity benefit and lower your monthly premiums down to approximately $240 per month. To see if you qualify or for more information, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
Hello, hello. Holidays are right around the corner. And it's the perfect time now to get 2 gifts and only pay for 1. Of course, I'm talking about the MyPillow buy one, get one free offer. It's back. And I urge you to go online or call now and take advantage by using the promo code Amy. You will get the absolute best deal available. I personally love my pillows. I get a great night's sleep by moving the fill to give me the support I need regardless of sleep position. And I always wake up feeling refreshed, never with a headache or a stiff neck. They're made in America. I love it. You can wash it and dry them when they get dirty. They're hypoallergenic. Plus, they have a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. So good to know that you're sleeping on something that the owner and the creator is very philanthropic, and he has donated thousands of pillows to hurricane victims. So get your buy one, get one free as a gift for yourself by calling 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. Promo code Amy or MyPillow.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Pals, owner of Homewood Bat Company, a top-quality baseball bat made right here in the Chicagoland area. Homewood Bat Company is all about using the best in materials and craftsmanship to create a truly remarkable baseball bat. I've been a client of Precision Payroll for a number of years, and when I started the Homewood Bat Company, I wanted them on my team. From working with me when I had 1,200 employees at another company, and now with less than 50, their service has been exceptional and their value is unrivaled. You want more runs in the game? Give Homewood Bat Company a look. You need a home run for your business? Precision Payroll should be the next call you make.
Thank you, Todd. It is so cool to see you make Americana. Precision Payroll would like to go to bat for you. Call me at 630-242-1507. That's 630-242-1507. Or on the web at precisionpayroll.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
I'm looking at these proteges for the wall.
Prototype.
Proteges. You're my protege. Prototypes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm not bragging about that, by the way.
Sorry. I don't like the charcoal gray one. It's a bit of an eyesore, and I really hope he doesn't choose that one. And the one that I like that's got similar, looks like bars or grooves in it, because you can't tag it. So it won't become, a place for graffiti artists to go.
I think what you need the wall that was developed, the anti-graffiti wall that was developed in the Naked Gun movie, where when you start to spray the wall, it sprays you back. That's the way that you address that problem. Text from 708, daisy cutters at the border, works for the North Koreans. That may be a little aggressive.
You think?
Yeah.
Just a little tad aggressive.
That may be a little aggressive. Yeah. Let's just, let's establish a process. This is a fun story. Shannon O'Malley is running for Cook County judge.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Sure, Shannon O'Malley. He's a lawyer in Schaumburg who, does the DUIs and does the slip and falls, and he wants to retire by being a judge. He's run before, ran in 2010 for a spot in the 12th Circuit under the name Philip Spiewak.
He's changing his... Oh, I know where he's changing his name.
Philip Spiewak is his actual name.
And he changed it to O'Malley. So
Shannon P. O'Malley.
Yeah.
He's running in Palatine, Barrington, Hanover, Schaumburg. Shannon P. O'Malley, don't call me Philip Spiewak. By the way, wasn't Spiewak the name of the pitcher in Naked Gun?
I don't know.
When Reggie Jackson tried to assassinate the queen.
Yeah, I must kill the queen. I must kill the queen.
I think Spiewak was on the mound. Yeah, Shannon.
That is brilliant.
Philip O'Malley.
Oh.
This is a guy who really wants to be a judge.
I have a friend who applied for, a television position, and his last name's Samarco, but he put on the resume tape San Marco, and it was a typo, but he got so many phone calls back because people thought he was Latino.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't Latino. He was Irish.
Shannon Philip O'Malley. So this is,
Well, we need to have him on the show.
Or what are we going to call them, though?
The tribal politics, because, oh, by the way, those who just vote for the Irish names on the ballot, it's working out great in Chicago and Illinois, isn't it? All those Irish political leaders that we have, the Madigans and the Cullertons and the Dailies. I mean, I'm not, biased against somebody because they're Irish, but I'm certainly not biased for them because they're Irish. And this Shannon P. O'Malley, I mean, he understands. He understands how people look at circuit court judges because it's kind of a name ID contest or an ethnicity affiliation matter because nobody knows who these judicial candidates are.
For some reason, people, I always hear when people are voting what judges, put down the Irish.
Yeah.
And they just check off the Irish people. Yeah. So is it O'Malley, O' Malley? That's what he changes to. Shannon P.
Is there another spelling of O'Malley that I'm unfamiliar with?
The common spelling, yeah.
Yeah, that's the common spelling.
That's fantastic.
And nothing also like running to be an officer of the court or to be a judge. He's already an officer of the court as an attorney. Running to be a judge with artifice. That speaks well of how you will adjudicate cases on the bench. By the way, we got some live sound from Philip Spiewak, a.k.a. Shannon O'Malley, from the campaign trail.
Those kids are after me, Lucky Charms. But thanks to me red balloon, I've made a clean getaway. Well, looky there, a shooting star, and it's heading this way.
So when he comes to your door dressed as a leprechaun,
that's fantastic.
Giving you treats that are magically delicious, you'll know it's Philip Spiewak.
I can't wait to see if he wins. Oh, my goodness. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Oh, the latest scumbags to be outed. There's more out of Hollywood. We'll have it at 5:38.
But first, let's go into the newsroom and say good morning to Dave Stewart, who's sitting in for Mike Scott.
Good morning, Amy. It's 48 degrees in Chicago at 5:31 on AM 560, The Answer. The weather, windy, rainy, temperatures holding in the upper 40s today. Tax reforms on the menu as President Trump meets for lunch with Senate Republicans today. GOP Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee, though, isn't expecting much from today's event. The president's pushing some sweeping tax cuts. However, Democrats accuse Republicans of planning big tax reductions for the wealthiest Americans and corporations.
I think to read anything more into it would be spending a lot of time on something that shouldn't be spent a lot of time on.
That was Bob Corker. Joint Chiefs Chairman Joe Dunford says the military owes affected families and the American people quick and accurate information about what happened recently in Niger. 4 American soldiers were killed in an ambush by terrorists linked to ISIS. 5 Michigan teens charged with second-degree murder after a man was killed by a rock thrown from an overpass near Flint. Mayor Emanuel helped to cut the ribbon on a new Potbelly sandwich shop in Pullman yesterday, the latest bit of economic revitalization there. He used the occasion to push Governor Rauner to finish the conversion of nearby Olive Harvey College into a specialized school for transportation and logistics.
It stopped midstream. The state of Illinois is our partner. So I want you to make sure the governor knows we have to finish that project so people can take advantage.
That project was a casualty of the state budget impasse. Judging from his announcement video, Governor Rauner plans to make House Speaker Michael Madigan a campaign issue.
Permanent political failure. The Madigan machine is just too strong, they say. It will never go away. It will never fail to fail us.
In a video posted on YouTube, Rauner says he chooses to fight the Democratic machine for property tax relief, term limits, and a balanced budget. In sports, the Bulls face the Cavaliers in Cleveland tonight. Blackhawks facing the Golden Knights in Las Vegas. And the Nationals may interview Cubs bench coach Dave Martinez for its manager's spot. The News Service of Burlington. Make Burlington stores your coat headquarters for your whole family. Save up to 65% off other retailers' prices every day. Burlington's packed with anoraks, faux leather, quilted bombers, puffers, plus boots, scarves, and hats, and gloves. Burlington, style for everyone. AM 560 News Time 5:33. A look at traffic in 2 minutes on AM 560, The Answer.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. And hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
The private bank is now CIBC. Their name may have changed, but their commitment to your business is now stronger than ever. Visit CIBC.com/US. Member FDIC.
Hey, you've heard how Automated Systems excels at assisting companies with systems integration and FDA compliance. But they're also a staffing leader. They supply handpicked elite leadership, subject matter experts, and proven technical professionals in engineering, quality control, and FDA compliance to support the life sciences field in executing mission-critical projects. ASI provides highly specialized pros to deliver projects on time and budget. Don't pay a lot more to a big consulting firm, and don't trust the big temp agencies to supply the talent you need. Call Laz, my friend Laz at Automated Systems, when failure isn't an option. ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life sciences companies, from big pharma to startups, and excel through a culture of excellence in execution. For a staffing, compliance, or automation evaluation, call Laz now at Automated Systems at 844-HIRE-ASI or visit AutomatedSYS.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or AutomatedSYS.com.
At 5:35 from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, David. Kennedy Expressway outbound at Stop and Go Fullerton to near Addison. There was an earlier jackknife semi in that area between Addison and Kimball. That has now cleared out of the way, but you've got a significant delay. 35 minutes travel time from downtown to O'Hare. Inbound fine at 20 minutes. Also outbound, the exit to Addison is still blocked. That semi is being cleared. Edens is wet, but otherwise okay. Same goes to the Eisenhower. See a little inbound congestion east of Manheim, but outbound there are delays on the extension from Manheim to North Avenue. Crash there in the two right lanes. And in fact, we've had two lanes blocked there. Actually, we're told it's the two left lanes just before North Avenue. 45 minutes, post office to Thorndale on the outbound Ike. Mount Stevenson, a little heavy around Cicero, and then approaching the Ryan. The ramp to the outbound Ryan has been closed after a crash, led to some falling concrete. Getting word that ramp may now be being reopened. On the Ryan inbound, it's heavy approaching downtown. I-57, 18 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop 422. Tollways are okay. Traffic service of Geico Chicago. In Chicago, Geico now has even more ways to save you money. Your local Geico agent is ready to deliver the personal service you need, the savings you love. Call 773-582-AUTO. That's 773-582-AUTO for your local Geico agent. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
More of Chicago's Morning Answer next, but now the forecast. Cloudy, windy periods of rain today, high 48. Partly cloudy and breezy this evening with a stray shower, low 36. Tomorrow, some sunshine with a high of 50. Right now it is 48 degrees at O'Hare. Next news, 7 o'clock. Next news, 6 o'clock. Continuous coverage in the meantime of the latest news, traffic, and weather at 560theanswer.com. Now, more of Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Not knowing the difference between a cold and the flu can be frightening. But with the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer, this Halloween season, you won't be tricked by any spooky symptoms.
You want more than just the headlines? Find out what's going on and what it means with me, Dennis Prager, this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, and they are biting the dust in Hollywood. The latest?
Another one bites the dust. Oh, can I guess? Ron Howard. No, I'm kidding.
The latest is Freddie Mercury, who just phoned and said, please stop singing our songs. David O. Russell.
It's too soon. Oh.
David O. Russell, director of such films as Silver Linings Playbook and American Gangster.
He better not have tried to touch Jennifer Lawrence.
Well, apparently a project in which both he and the Human Stains former company were involved in has been put on the shelf. And this also comes to us from Amazon Studios, which recently announced the resignation of their studio chief, Roy Price, in the wake of sexual harassment allegations, most notably by Rose McGowan. So, boy, I mean, it's just all of the Caligulas are being ousted. Apparently, David O. Russell according to this write-up by Amy Zimmerman in the Daily Beast. Russell's bad character is well known and documented. Anyone with access to the internet can find profiles that detail the Silver Lining Playbook's director's on-set harassment, interviews in which stars recount his cruel tactics, and even videos of Russell verbally abusing actors. Well, the verbally abusing actors is a separate and distinct issue, but the implication is that David O. Russell is somebody else that everybody knew engaged in groping and boorish behavior, and kind of nobody said or did anything. So, again, all of the generic talk about other dominoes to fall, and we've seen Tobeck over the weekend, and we talked about it yesterday, another writer-director, and now David O. Russell as well. So that's interesting. We talked in another sector, celebrity chef, restaurateur John Besh owns 25 restaurants in the Bayou. He stepped down from the company he founded after more than 24 women say that they face sexual harassment by him while working in his restaurants. So another shoe to drop, and kind of celebrity intersection there. And then our friend, local boy,
I'm sorry,
made good. R. Kelly.
Yeah.
R. Kelly.
What did he do now?
Another
don't talk about. Are there more golden showers?
Another R. Kelly story.
Yeah.
Kitty Jones, a former DJ for a popular Dallas radio station who gave up her career to be with R. Kelly, says she was subjected to physical and sexual abuse during her 2 years with the singer. She did an interview with Rolling Stone that was published yesterday. She decided to open up about the relationship because staying silent protects your abuser, she said. So, again, the impetus of all of the attendant fanfare to the Human Stain story and everything emanating from Hollywood. R. Kelly, according to Miss Jones, ordered her to address him as Daddy.
He also apparently starved her, and that's similar to, remember those 3 other late teens who their parents thought that they were kidnapped by R. Kelly and being held against their will? They said that they made him call him Daddy, and that he wouldn't let them eat because he wanted to keep them thin.
Avoid making contact with other men. Wear baggy sweatpants if you leave the house.
Yep.
So we see a sort of a similar pattern by the R. Kelly accusers. I haven't heard much in terms of people decrying R. Kelly, who basically is more than just an alleged abuser. Frankly, he's an alleged pedophile.
Yeah, he is. And he apparently has this cult-like world going on in a few of his homes where he has women living there. The parents say they're living there against their will. I mean, somebody needs to go knock down the door.
Well, he used to have this big home in Olympia Fields, which he totally trashed on the way out the door. Now one of the Isley brothers lives there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful home. It's right on the Olympia Fields Country Club, one of the South Course.
I know he was supposed to the North Course.
Well, that's right. There's the South and North. It is on. It's right opposite the 17th tee.
Okay,
the South.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you ever drive a ball into there?
No.
And do anything? 4.
No, I haven't.
You should go in there.
Yeah, not without a police escort. It appears I'll need. But I mean, sir, have you heard? Where's the coverage of R. Kelly?
Maybe it's just fatigue.
Fatigue.
Because
this is a story.
This has been going on.
It's been going on for a long time, and it gets covered when he's arrested. It gets covered briefly when there's a new accuser. But I don't hear the music world. I don't hear, frankly, Chicago media. Where is the concern about R. Kelly, as I think one could legitimately raise the issue, being a predator? Where's that? I mean, I remember seeing him. I think I've shared the story before. I remember seeing a fight night at Cicero Stadium. They had boxing matches there.
Oh, yeah.
And this is, I think it was when he was on trial for rape. And, that sex video where he was
I had to watch the sex video. I saw the sex video. You can never unsee that.
And he was acquitted because
Well, you couldn't tell who the girl was. I mean, that was their whole case, is you could not positively identify that girl.
Uh-huh. And when he shows up to the boxing matches at the Cicero Stadium, and I mean the girl that he was with. I mean, if she was 18, okay, but she looked a lot more like 14 or 15 to me.
Really?
I mean, so, and this is a local. How much coverage has the Chicago Press Corps devoted to this?
Well, he lives. One of his homes is in Atlanta now.
Well, I understand that he's
he's
got an international, he's international renown, if you will, and I understand he's a big star and a great singer. Okay, well, so what? Bill Cosby is a great comedian. It doesn't mean he's not also lecherous. Harvey Weinstein apparently was a good businessman in terms of producing movies, successful in Hollywood. It doesn't mean he's not a predator. So what about R. Kelly? It's just bizarre to me. And you have more and more of these individuals coming out. This is the best. This is how sick the left is. There's a piece in the City Journal by Georgetown professor, political science professor Joshua Mitchell about identity politics. It's really good. I'll tweet it at Dan Prof so you can check it out. You should read it. He explains what he believes identity politics means, which is the proper definition, but he writes, identity politics rejects the model of traditional give-and-take politics, presupposing instead that the most important thing about us is that we're white, black, male, female, straight, gay, and so on. With the identity politics rule, we do not need to give reasons. Identity is its own reason and justification. Because identity politics supposes that we are our identities. Politics does not consist in the speech, argument, and persuasion of normal politics, but instead in the calculation of resource redistribution based on identity. That's what the Democrats call social justice, and that's exactly what it is. It's an excellent distillation of the pathology, frankly. He goes on to make a couple important points about identity. First, it carries a determination about guilt or innocence that nothing can appreciably alter. Its guilt is guilt without atonement. Its innocence is innocence without fault. No redemption is possible, but only a schema of never-ending debts and payments. Second, the scheme is made possible because identity politics is, tacitly or expressly, a relationship, something quite different from sorting and self-sorting by kinds. And so this brings me to this piece by self-described, speaking of identity, feminist Bim Adewunmi, who writes in BuzzFeed.
Glad you're pronouncing it, not me.
Yeah. You ready?
Words are hard for me today. Yes.
Yeah, says my protege. You ready for this? Ready for this argument?
Okay, I'm ready.
From Bim Adewunmi. The elephant in the room, or the elephant in Harvey Weinstein's hotel room is actually the title of the piece at BuzzFeed. She essentially complains that Harvey Weinstein didn't prey on black women. This is how, I mean, what's the piece in?
So she's turning it into a racist.
Yeah, Identity Politics Death Grip. That's the name of the City Journal piece I was recounting from that Georgetown professor. This is the death grip.
Right, but the star of 12 Years Slave, he hit on her.
Well,
she came forward last week.
Yeah,
we talked about it here.
Lupita Nyong'o, but that's not enough.
Oh, there should be more. Okay.
This is literally her argument. In Hollywood, where both racism and sexism are rampant, well, how can that be? It's dominated by the left. Well, what can look like a sort of mitigated blessing ends up highlighting another insidious problem. Black women do not often come up for the kind of prestigious, high-profile, and award-winning roles that a producer with Weinstein's power could offer. In an industry as white as Hollywood, the racially problematic attraction question is part of what reduces the shelf life of black actresses as a matter of course, causing many of them to get half as far in twice the time it takes their white counterparts. A cursory glance of both companies, the Weinstein Company, suggests fewer than 10 films starring black women or other women of color, Jackie Brown, Frida, Bride and Prejudice, Southside with You. Black women weren't even making it into Weinstein's predatory thought process, except probably to be expressly excluded. So we should be alarmed, as one commentator writes, we should be alarmed that a serial sexual harasser, at minimum, didn't incorporate diversity into his harassment escapades. The real tragedy of the Human Stain saga is that he didn't harass and or allegedly rape black women. This is how poisonous identity politics is. I mean,
that's sick.
This is a serious argument this woman is making.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Plenty of rain today. We're going to get anywhere from a half inch to 3/4 of an inch before it's all said and done.
Text or a tweet from Kevin Rooney. By any chance, did R. Kelly's lawn in the 17th fairway at Olympia Fields have a lot of brown dead spots?
Wait, did you mention R. Kelly?
Set your body is a portal potty.
I digress. So today the temperature is gonna fall throughout the day. We have 48 degrees right now, but we're gonna fall into what's going to feel like the 30s when you factor in the wind chill. Yes, that's back. So bundle up out there. And then tonight, a 40% chance of showers. And then finally tomorrow, partly sunny, no showers in the forecast, but still cool, a high near 49 degrees. Let's get into our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy. There was a jackknife semi in the outbound Kennedy that has been moved to the ramp to Addison. So the exit to Addison is closed. All the lanes have reopened. 35 minutes, though, downtown to O'Hare with those delays. Stevenson Expressway outbound. The ramp to the outbound Ryan is closed after a crash caused some concrete to fall in that area. It's a little heavy on the inbound Stevenson approaching the Ryan. And the outbound Eisenhower is a crash at North Avenue. 2 left lanes are blocked. Delays. Jim Telemonte, the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Hey, every guy dreads the honey-do list, so give yourself a weekend off and check out ChicagoRadioDeals.com for some home improvement help. How's the air quality in your home? Allergens could be affecting the air you breathe. Well, Royal Home Comfort Services is offering several deals at half off their normal prices to improve the air quality in your home. You can purchase a full home air duct cleaning for $195. This deal includes all of your ducts and an inspection of your furnace as well. They also have a deal to rid your home ductwork of all unwanted bacteria, including mold, by using this natural cleansing agent to keep your family safe and healthy. But wait, there's more. Royal Home Comfort also has a deal to clean and inspect your home dryer vent for only $45. What are you laughing about over there? Probably text messages you can't read?
Text Thurston Howell Proft III knows who has which estate at every country club.
If you want to tackle a project yourself, just shop at a great local hardware store with personal customer service. Purchase the Addison Building Materials $100 gift certificate for only $50. Addison Building Materials is a true value retailer. For more home improvement deals, just visit ChicagoRadioDeals.com.
Worry less with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
So your son got home safe last night? Tom said he had a flat tire.
Yeah, he was out past curfew and got stuck on Route 1, but Liberty Mutual went out and took care of it for him.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, a flat, jump, or tow. It's no problem no matter where or when with their roadside assistance.
What was he doing out so late anyway?
Getting himself grounded for a month.
Visit us online to get a quote. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Optional 24-hour roadside assistance coverage. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
The war on depression is over.
You win.
Depression, with all the drugs and side effects, the endless counseling, the frustration with life and relationships.
The war is over. You win.
In a few short weeks, your life will change.
It's TMS therapy.
Over 1 million people have been treated, and the results are nothing short of outstanding. It's FDA cleared. It's covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross Blue Shield and Medicare.
Most drugs and other treatments just mask the depression.
TMS treats the cause, so you can win the war with your depression. remission or cure.
Depression, gone.
Get a free consultation at one of the HPR centers in Chicagoland and Wisconsin. Ask questions.
For you or someone you love, safe, revolutionary, effective treatment for depression.
Let depression recovery begin. HPR centers.
800-604-0208. 800-604-0208.
Go to endmydepression.com.
Federal, state, and excise tax matters are serious and need to be addressed, not ignored. You don't need scare tactics to know procrastination can lead to severe consequences. You need a tax solution partner who will provide an honest assessment of your unique situation and help implement a strategy that fits your circumstances. You need Tax Relief Inc. They've helped hundreds of satisfied customers like Mary.
Through a series of unfortunate circumstances, I found myself owing over $40,000 in back taxes. Tax Relief Inc. was able to negotiate an offer and compromise for $2,400 payable in 3 installments. I never would have been able to reach a settlement like this with the IRS. Thanks, Tax Relief Inc.
Ready for your tax problem relief? Deal directly with owner Joe Shadle of Tax Relief Inc. No salesperson or middleman, just an honest, local, and dependable partner to assist you with the resolution of your tax matter. Call Joe now for a free, no-obligation consultation at 630-655-1040. That's 630-655-1040. Or go to taxreliefinc.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
Warning. Texting while driving is illegal just about everywhere. So if you want to take advantage of a life-changing LASIK offer, pull over when you can, because a special opportunity is just one text away. The LASIK Vision Institute is offering absolutely free evaluations and dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK. Text the keyword VALUE to 350-350 to get the benefit of FDA-approved LASIK technology that gives the majority of patients 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Text to schedule your free appointment to see if LASIK is right for you. When you text VALUE to 350-350, you'll also get an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Today, it's your turn. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you've always wanted for a fraction of what others charge. This great offer is just a text away. Text VALUE to 350-350. That's VALUE to 350-350.
Build the wall.
The Joe Walsh Show.
Build the wall. Build it. Build the wall. That wall on our southern border, get it done. Get it built. Build it now, doggone it. If you think I'm going to say anything else, you are profoundly mistaken. Build the wall. I want a wall on our southern border. I want to keep people out. Build the wall.
The Joe Walsh Show. Weeknights starting at 5. Right after Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Build it.
With a check of the roads from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, now here's Jim Talamonte.
Thank you, David. Here's the latest on the earlier crash and falling concrete situation and falling debris on the outbound Ryan coming from the outbound Stevenson. The ramp closure is going from the outbound Stevenson to the outbound Ryan. The inbound Stevenson ramp to the outbound Ryan is open at this time. The southbound Chinatown feeder coming off Cermak, the outbound side, that is closed as well. With that earlier crash, which a vehicle hit a wall and some concrete debris began falling. Outbound Kennedy, heavy Armitage to Addison. The exit's blocked after an earlier jackknife semi. It is 35 minutes downtown to O'Hare. Inbound 22 minutes to be Nagel to Lawrence. Eden's wet, otherwise okay. The Eisenhower 36 minutes. Thorndale to downtown. Outbound 47. A crash near North Avenue just cleared. Stevenson 38 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 36. Ryan 18 minutes. 95th to the Loop. Traffic service. The Jeep Celebration Event at your local Jeep dealer. It's the Jeep Celebration Event, your local Jeep dealer. Get incredible deals on the award-winning Grand Cherokee, the Go Anywhere Wrangler, the all-new Renegade. Don't wait, the Jeep Celebration Event ends soon. See your local Jeep dealer today. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
And now the forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, windy with periods of rain, high 48. Breezy this evening with a stray shower. Otherwise, tonight, turning out to be partly to mostly cloudy with a low 36. Tomorrow, clouds give way to some sun, high 50. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
It's currently 48 degrees at O'Hare. In the news, Mayor Emanuel wants to increase parking enforcement in the city to bring in extra revenue. The mayor's 2018 proposed budget includes the expansion of a program that pays parking enforcement workers overtime to work weekends. A man accused of pointing a gun at a Chicago police officer over the weekend is being held without bail. Prosecutors say Jamie Harrison took off Sunday when two cops approached him. When an officer caught up with him near 88th and Wallace, Harrison pulled out a pistol, held it to the officer's chest as the two struggled. He took out his second gun then and tried to take the officer's weapon, but the suspect was eventually subdued. Could be a very busy week in Springfield, or lawmakers could just talk about the state's issues. They're due back at the State House today for the first week of the fall veto session. An assault weapons ban and other gun control measures are up for a hearing. In sports, Bulls face the Cavs in Cleveland. The Blackhawks face the Golden Knights in Las Vegas. The news is service of Audible.com. Audible turns traffic into an escape. Mysteries, sci-fi, bestsellers, and motivation. Ride with Audible and transform your commute with an unbeatable selection of audiobooks. Start a 30-day trial, and your first one is free. Go to Audible.com. WIND Chicago, where it's 48 degrees at 6 o'clock. We'll have more of Chicago's Morning Answer after Fox News.
Trying to explain what happened in Niger. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
There's a perception that the Department of Defense has not been forthcoming.
So the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is providing more details on the ambush attack earlier this month that left 4 U.S. soldiers dead. General Joe Dunford says they didn't call for help until an hour later.
My judgment would be that unit thought they could handle the situation without additional support.
He says a drone was up within minutes and
the French were ready to go in 30 minutes, and then it took them approximately 30 minutes to get on the scene.
Officials tell Fox the American troops could not communicate with the French jets overhead, making a counterattack from the air impossible.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the Pentagon. A $36 billion disaster relief bill has cleared a hurdle in the Senate. A vote last night moved it forward. Final approval could come today. It would give money to Puerto Rico and replenish FEMA accounts and help pay federal flood insurance claims after Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria. President Trump goes to the Capitol today. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, the president will lunch with Senate Republicans. On the menu, tax reform. Ivanka Trump pushed her father's reform plan in Pennsylvania yesterday.
Will really unleash the full potential of this economy.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer says the tax plan will hurt ordinary Americans.
The money to pay for that giant tax cut for the rich is coming from somewhere, and it's likely to be coming from their pocketbooks.
President Trump has said there will be no change to 401k programs amid reports Republicans want to severely lower contribution amounts. Dave?
Rachel, the case against an illegal immigrant charged with murder underway after a 2015 shooting on a San Francisco pier.
As Kate Stiley's father gave dramatic testimony about his daughters last day. She looked at me with her arms out and said, "Help me, Dad." And I grabbed her and held her.
Fox's Kelly Wright. Jose Inez Garcia Zarate claims he found the gun wrapped in a shirt and went off accidentally. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Sean Hannity explains how Trump is getting business done.
He's not just sitting around doing nothing, and he's literally systematically just striking down one Obama policy after another and chipping away at all the damage that Obama did. And if he can't get Congress, the House and Senate to get along, then all right, well, then he's going to do everything he can do on his own.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
One size fits all has no place in your bedroom. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of Helix Sleep, and we know one mattress can't work for everyone. That's why we created the only mattress built for you. Go to helixsleep.com, take our 2-minute sleep quiz, and we'll build your custom mattress and ship it to you for free. Try it for 100 nights, and if it's not the best sleep you've ever had, we'll pick it up and give you your money back. Go to helixsleep.com/talkradio right now, and we'll give you $50 towards your custom mattress. That's helixsleep.com/talkradio.
What if hiring could be easier, with more qualified candidates and faster results? What if hiring could be smarter? Thanks to ZipRecruiter, it can be. With one click, post your job to over 100 top job boards. Then, their smart technology notifies the most qualified candidates to apply. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. Choosing the right mortgage lender involves much more than just a rate. Quicken Loans has earned 11 J.D. Power Awards for client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage, a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online. No one else has anything like it. So choose Quicken Loans, America's #1 online lender. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
Home isn't just a place, it's a feeling that you're safe to enjoy the things that matter most. ADT lets you take that feeling with you, whether you're at home, your business, or online. We help keep you safe with security systems, home automation, alarms, and surveillance, so you can feel at home wherever you are. Go to ADT.com to get that feeling for less than $1 a day. ADT. Home. Safe home.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Turnkey IT, giving you the freedom to focus on your business while they handle the technical stuff. Turnkey IT.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. From killing Jesus to mad at God. That's Bill O'Reilly's latest bloviation over his sexual harassment settlements. Here's Bill O'Reilly talking to New York Times reporters about the story they did over the weekend regarding his unbelievable $32 million sexual harassment payout to Liz Wheel.
Yeah, Liz Wheel. She's been on the show several times, too.
And
when she was good at her job.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
but $32 million, I've never heard of such a crazy high settlement as that.
So O'Reilly talking to these New York Times reporters that were doing this story. Here's what he had to say.
Why don't you be human beings once? This is horrible. It's horrible what I went through. Horrible what my family went through. This is crap. And you know it. It's politically and financially motivated. And we can prove it with shocking information. But I'm not going to sit there in a courtroom for a year and a half and let my kids get beaten up every single day of their lives by a tabloid press who would sit there, and you know it.
Oh, please. He cares about his kids. What about his wife, the mother of his children? I mean, how easily he forgets about that. Well, apparently with Liz Wheel, he sent her gay pornography, all sorts of just explicit materials. She said that he, would assault her, sexually harass her. It was strangers to the tune of $32 million that he paid her to be quiet. I just think he's bummed because he got caught.
So this is a bit of a confusing case because O'Reilly has responded on a number of fronts, including through a spokesman. He produced 3 signed affidavits. One that, which Wheel legally agreed to, included the statement, quote, "At the end of 2016, I hired counsel who prepared a draft complaint asserting claims against Bill O'Reilly. We have since resolved all of our issues. I would no longer make the allegations contained in the draft complaint." The other 3 signed statements in the affidavit were that Wheel has known O'Reilly for more than 18 years and on occasion had provided him with legal counsel. That while Wheel acted as O'Reilly's counsel, he often forwarded to Wheel explicit emails that he received from others. Wheel said she had no complaint about the emails. That Wheel reached an agreement with Fox News to terminate her employment, and that she had no complaints against the network. O'Reilly also allegedly provided the New York Times with quote-unquote love letters, though the Times neither published nor mentioned these. So did they have a romantic relationship that went sour? I don't know. Is Wheel, of course, not pursuing her allegations because they settled for $32 million? Yeah, that's possible, I would say.
32 million. But it sounds, like they had a consensual relationship.
Okay, well then why pay $32 million?
That's the thing. What did she have on him that he was afraid she'd come forward with?
Well, and again, this isn't an isolated incident or isolated claim. Wendy Walsh claimed that O'Reilly sexually harassed her in 2013. It was a series of these allegations and settlements that ultimately led to O'Reilly's ouster at Fox News.
Right. And in all, there's 6 women. He claims there were 3, but there were 6, and the total was $45 million.
That's kind of jarring.
I know. It's hard to process. Some big numbers there.
The idea that I'm not going to put my kids and family through a year and a half of this in court, okay, I'm sure he doesn't want to. $32 million.
But by the way, that was him settling it personally,
Right. And
not
then,
Fox News.
yeah, but then less than a month later, Fox News, knowing that he settled these claims with these various women, hires him anyway, or resigns his and gives him a raise. And that's what makes me sick, the hypocrisy there. They knew about it. They did nothing about it. And they rewarded him with a bigger contract for it because it's all about the money. He was a network star. He was Bill O'Reilly. I don't care about bad behavior. The bottom line is whatever makes more money, whatever makes more profits for the station.
He
revenue.
Through a spokesman, he points out that in the more than 20 years O'Reilly worked at Fox, not one complaint was filed against him with the HR department or the legal department by a coworker, even on the anonymous hotline. The New York Times has copies of 2 letters written by 21st Century Fox attorneys attesting to that fact. Well, right. I mean, they skipped that process and took it right to court because he's a public figure and thus he's compromised, or he could be. And he could be held up for a lot of money, which he was. And I'm not absolving Bill O'Reilly of these allegations because they're repeated. And as I said before, when we've talked about this, when this story first surfaced and he was fired from Fox, I know one of the individuals who lodged a complaint against him, and I believe her. So this is not me rallying to the defense of Bill O'Reilly whatsoever. It's trying to figure out or kind of process these numbers given what Bill O'Reilly is saying. I mean, do you find Bill O'Reilly credible? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. And I know Megyn Kelly got into the conversation.
Oh, yeah. She started out her show yesterday basically saying that she complained about Bill O'Reilly.
O'Reilly's suggestion that no one ever complained about his behavior is false. I know because I complained.
And she went to the HR director and she said the problem is that the atmosphere at Fox was not a friendly environment to women who complained about Bill O'Reilly because the HR director would start a smear campaign against any woman at Fox who lodged a complaint against Bill O'Reilly.
Fox News was not exactly a friendly environment for harassment victims who wanted to report, in my experience. However, O'Reilly's suggestion that no one ever complained about his behavior is false. I know because I complained. It was November of 2016, the day my memoir was released. In it, I included a chapter on Ailes and the sexual harassment scandal at Fox News, something the Murdochs knew I was doing and, to their credit, approved. O'Reilly happened to be on CBS News that morning. They asked him about my book and about Ailes, who by this time had been forced out in disgrace. O'Reilly's response?
I'm not that interested in this.
No?
No, I mean, it's
sexual
over.
harassment? You're not interested in sexual harassment?
I'm not interested in basically litigating something that is finished that makes my network look bad, okay? I'm not interested in making my network look bad at all. That doesn't interest me one bit.
And he was so aggressive when he was saying that to Norah O'Donnell on CBS.
Here's this response in the latest episode of his web series about all of this. You know, am I mad at God? Yeah, I'm mad at him. I wish I had more protection. I wish this stuff didn't happen. I can't explain it to you. Yeah, I'm mad at him. It's all God's fault.
Yeah. I mean, why don't you take some responsibility for your bad actions? Juliette Huddy, who you mentioned that you know, she was on with Megyn Kelly. She signed a non-disclosure form, so she couldn't say much, but she talked about the atmosphere at Fox.
Women who have to deal with this type of stuff, it's everything you said is so true. The fear of lawyers, no offense, going up against corporate attorneys, people who are trained at Harvard and educated at Yale and Oxford, and you know that you're just this one person that's about to go up against literally a machine, and it is daunting and it's frightening, and it holds you back from taking action sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And she wanted to explain why women don't go to HR.
A lot of people feel that human resources, I bet if I take a poll of the audience, when you think of human resources department, many of us think of them as sort of protecting the bosses, not protecting the employees, which is what they're supposed to be there for. Mm-hmm. So that's an intimidating factor, and it's also a reason that maybe women don't go to the human resources department because they don't think they're going to be backed up. They feel like when they walk out of the department, they're going to have a bullseye on them, and they're going to be labeled troublemaker.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair concern. I mean, I don't pretend to know the inner workings of Fox or the HR people or how they interacted with the employees and the on-air talent and all that. But I think it's a fair concern, which is why you see people go outside for outside counsel that has resources, expertise in the space. And I mean, that's not to say that, these that every allegation is credible and that every attorney is ethical. But generally speaking, I think the concern that's raised about HR is a legitimate one.
Well, what do you think about women signing non-disclosures? Because Gretchen Carlson brought up that great point. Maybe the women are victimizing themselves because they're doing this, and then you can't get the bad guy.
You accepted a big settlement from Fox. Lise Wheel apparently accepted this $32 million settlement from O'Reilly. Should women accept these payments? Is that part of the problem, Gretchen? I have to ask you.
Yeah, it's part of the huge problem. Listen, we've decided as a culture there's two ways that we're going to settle sexual harassment allegations. Settlements, that shuts up the victims. And also forced arbitration clauses in employment contracts. That's a secret chamber. That also shuts up the victims. So we're fooling society into thinking that we don't have a problem with this issue anymore. Why? Because we don't hear about these cases. But why, Brian? It's because the women are shut up into silence. And that is what's been so heartening over the last couple of weeks, seeing the Weinstein story develop and so many others, is that women are saying we're not going to be silenced anymore. We are going to be fierce. It's the whole mission of this book for our young people, Brian, to make sure that this doesn't happen for your daughter, my two kids, and anyone else who's watching out there.
Point of order, Gretchen Carlson agreed to a settlement and signed an NDA.
Well, Roger Ailes is dead, so does that change anything?
That's not the point. The point is
she got
the
$20
point
million.
The point is what she did. She's decrying what she did, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's real easy after you get the $20 million check to tell other people, hey, no, don't take a settlement, don't sign an NDA. I mean, first of all, she's not correct about that. She's not correct exactly in what she said because, some of the sexual harassment rises to criminal conduct. And you can file a criminal complaint as well. Or get the law enforcement authorities to investigate, as is happening in the Weinstein case now that women have come forward. Or frankly, they had previously. There was an NYPD sting 2 years ago. So it's not like that there weren't women who were maybe quietly coming forward to law enforcement to inform people that Harvey Weinstein was a predator. But some of the moralizing, boy, especially from Gretchen Carlson's perch, $20 million, $32 million. Those are massive numbers. They're mutual. They're freely entered into settlements. There's consideration on both sides. So I guess that's what the market bears for whatever the conduct was. But it's a little disingenuous of Gretchen Carlson to be lecturing women about coming forward when she took a settlement and an NDA.
Well, who do you believe, Megyn Kelly or Bill O'Reilly?
Megyn Kelly about what?
But just saying that she filed it. Bill O'Reilly kept saying, no one ever complained to me. I worked at 12 different stations. I've got a clean record. And she's saying, no, I do. And then she released the email that she wrote to Bill Shine about his bad behavior.
Well, I don't know. It's Fox News.
And she produced that yesterday.
According to O'Reilly's spokesman, they have letters written by 21st Century Fox attorneys attesting to the fact that there is no complaint filed with HR or the legal department by a coworker. So HR or the legal department. Now, Megyn Kelly sends an email to Bill Shine was like the program director.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not the same thing. So, are we parsing here? Yes. So if Megyn Kelly said she sent an email to Bill Shine, I assume she did. I don't know.
And then Bill O'Reilly was on with Glenn Beck, and he sent Glenn Beck pictures of thank you cards that Megyn Kelly had sent Bill O'Reilly over the years. One for going to the baby shower, another for endorsing her husband's book and saying, if I sexually harassed her, why would she be writing me these nice letters?
Well,
but sometimes you're friends with your enemy.
Well, I think there's two issues, right? One is the timing. Was there a break at some point, right, where he was not engaging in untoward behavior, and then he was? That's number one. And number two, if there wasn't, Well, then it was like, oh, this is part of the landscape. I'm going to kind of play ball, keep him at arm's length, and that's just, kind of built into the price of being here, I guess, and dealing with O'Reilly. And then I come out, and then I heap moral scorn on it after the fact. It does undermine her credibility a little bit if it's the latter scenario I describe.
I really want to play this one soundbite from Megyn Kelly talking about her HR director. It's long, but just this is what happened after she sent the email to Bill Shine saying that Bill O'Reilly, his harassing behavior has got to stop. This is the response.
Bill Shine called me in response to my email promising to deal with O'Reilly. By 8 p.m. that night, O'Reilly had apparently been dealt with. And by that I mean he was permitted, with management's advance notice and blessing, to go on the air and attack the company's harassment victims yet again.
If somebody is paying you a wage, you owe that person or company allegiance. If you don't like what's happening in the workplace, go to Human Resources or leave. I've done that. And then take the action you need to take afterward if you feel aggrieved. There are labor laws in this country. But don't run down the concern that supports you by trying to undermine it.
This is not unique to Fox News. Women everywhere are used to being dismissed, ignored, or attacked when raising complaints about men in authority positions. They stay silent so often out of fear. Fear of ending their careers, fear of lawyers, yes, and often fear of public shaming, including through the media. At Fox News, the media relations chief, Irina Briganti, is known for her vindictiveness. To this day, she pushes negative articles on certain Ailes accusers, like the one you are looking at right now. It gives me no pleasure to report such news about my former employer, which has absolutely made some reforms since all of this went down. But this must stop. The abuse of women, the shaming of them, the threatening, the retaliation, the silencing of them after the fact, it has to stop.
What about the castigation after the fact? Megyn Kelly had a platform. Megyn Kelly had clout.
Well, that's why she left Fox.
She left, in part. Do you think it had something to do with the money and the bigger stage?
I think she left to get away from that toxic atmosphere.
Yeah, well, that's very a generous interpretation that the other piece of this going to NBC for the money and the platform had nothing to do with it. I tend to be skeptical of that notion. But what about Megyn Kelly when all this was happening? Why didn't she say anything when she was there?
I think she was patient, and she's was a lawyer for 10 years, and she knew that she'd have her time to tell the story. And now other people are coming forward.
So that's very generous interpretation of what Megyn Kelly and to some extent Gretchen Carlson are offering now. Now that they got cashed out, this isn't a defense of Bill O'Reilly, but I'll tell you what, it's a little difficult to process these Jeremiads from people who knew and said nothing until they got cashed out, until they were safely squirreled away somewhere else, until they were protected. When you have other women coming forward totally exposed, and then I'm going to listen to lectures from Megyn Kelly or Gretchen Carlson. Don't accept the cash, but it was okay for me to do it and sign an NDA. Speak up, talk to HR, raise the profile on these things. Don't accept this, Megyn Kelly, but it was okay that I did it because I was biding my time for the bigger, better deal. I'm not quite sold on Megyn Kelly and Gretchen Carlson, even though I think Bill O'Reilly's a lout.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Coming up, your phone calls, 312-642-5600 is our Turnkey.pro answer line. Megyn Kelly, Bill O'Reilly, whose side are you on? But first, here's your forecast. Neither. Plenty of rain today, about a half inch, and then we're in the clear. But the temperature is a big story today, too, because temperature is 57 degrees right now. We're going to fall into the 30s, believe it or not, today. And then tonight, some showers, and tomorrow, finally, no rain in the forecast. We may see some sunshine. Cool, a high of 50 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. a very busy Jim Telemonte.
Amy and Dan in Orland Park, 143rd is blocked west of Wolf Road with a crash. South side of Chicago, the outbound Chinatown feeder is closed. An earlier wreck led to some falling concrete debris. This also has the ramp from the outbound Stevenson to the outbound Ryan closed. Eden's 25 minutes, Lake Cook Junction, outbound 19. Kennedy, 33 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 46. The exit to Addison is blocked after an earlier crash. The Eisenhower, 47 minutes, Thorndale to the post office, outbound 42 after a crash at North Avenue. Stevenson, 42 minutes, 355 to the drive, outbound 36. Ryan, 18 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 22 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop Ford, 29. Eastbound Adams Tollway jam from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Hey, looking to secure financing on a new home or refinance your existing mortgage? Then you should call David Hochberg at Pro Mortgage. If you secured an FHA loan after June 2013 with less than 10% equity, you'll have PMI for the life of your loan. That's right. You will have PMI for the life of your loan. But David has unbelievable news for you. Home values continue to increase, and there's an outstanding chance you can refinance and eliminate PMI with Team Hochberg's PMI elimination program. David and the Team Hochberg mortgage experts will perform a free mortgage evaluation to determine if your PMI can be eliminated. To participate in Team Hochberg's PMI elimination program, email David a copy of your mortgage statement or just call him at 312-751-1333. The Team Hochberg PMI elimination program has saved listeners tens of thousands of dollars, but he can't help you if you don't call. Go call him at 312-751-1333 or visit WINDDavid.com. That's WINDDavid.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois residential mortgage licensee, 4358 NMLS 19186.
The Chicago Symphony Orchestra returns to Wheaton College with a 3-concert series November 10th, January 26th, and March 16th, featuring Schubert's Great C Major Symphony, Mahler's Fifth Symphony, and Riccardo Muti leading the CSO in Mozart's Sinfonia Concertante, featuring CSO Concertmaster Robert Chen and violist Paul Neubauer. Tickets start at $45. For tickets, visit cso.org/Wheaton.
The same banking team you already know and trust at the private bank has come together with one of the strongest banks in North America. And we have a new name. The private bank is now CIBC. We share the same focus on building strong client relationships, and we're now backed by a bank with over 150 years of experience in putting clients first. Our name may have changed, but our commitment to helping your business grow is now stronger than ever. Visit us at CIBC.com/US. Member FDIC.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I used to take 7 vitamin supplements, and I still felt sluggish at times. But with Balance of Nature, I don't feel sluggish at all. Don't do what I did. I took 7 different supplements, vitamin supplements, and they really didn't help in the long run. I still felt sluggish. But with Balance of Nature, I have the extra boost of energy, and I thank you. Thank you all again. I really, really mean it.
What are you waiting for? Good health is just a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code WIND.
Message and data rates may apply.
Warning, texting while driving is illegal just about everywhere. So if you want to take advantage of a life-changing LASIK offer, pull over when you can, because a special opportunity is just one text away. The LASIK Vision Institute is offering absolutely free evaluations and dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK. Text the keyword VALUE to 350-350 to get the benefit of FDA-approved LASIK technology that gives the majority of patients 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Text to schedule your free appointment to see if LASIK is right for you. When you text VALUE to 350-350, you'll also get an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Today, it's your turn. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you've always wanted for a fraction of what others charge. This great offer is just a text away. Text VALUE to 350350. That's VALUE to 350350.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. Who would win a 3-mile bicycle race, an 11-year-old girl or last year's winner of the Tour de France? It all depends on the bicycle. It depends on their vehicle. Both on a 10-speed and the pro racer is going to win every time. But put the racer on a tricycle and the 11-year-old wins every time. You see, it's not the driver, it's the vehicle. When it comes to generating revenue, it's exactly the same. If you have a job or a small business, you are riding a tricycle. You can only go so fast. If you need to make up lost ground, it's not going to happen on a tricycle. No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race. Why do many people with no schooling and no advanced degree often become very wealthy? Simple. They choose to only ride 10 speeds. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss when it comes to putting people on a 10-speed. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
I got a new book idea for Bill O'Reilly.
What's that?
Well, I mean, this could be real or fake news, but Bill O'Reilly's new book, Killing Lise Wheel.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he may need to write that book, and it may need to sell like his other ones. Between the divorces and the 8-figure sexual harassment sounds, I mean, it's an indictment of the system that he had $32 million to pay Lise Wheel.
I know. What in the world could he have done that would make him agree to pay her $32 million?
It's bizarre. Holly and Hudson, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Well, good morning. First of all, I have very little respect for Megyn Kelly, but if she had come up with a story 3 weeks ago, I would have more respect for her. This is a clear ratings grab. Her show is in the tank, and she's an opportunist, just like Bill O'Reilly was. Mm-hmm. In my book, they're on the same level.
Thanks for the call, Holly.
I think the timing was perfect for her to come forward, considering what's going on in Hollywood with Weinstein. It was topical, and she was visibly shaken, and so was Juliette Huddy. They were upset. I mean, this shook them to the core, what happened. And to talk about it was like they were reliving it all over again.
Don't conflate Juliette Huddy with Megyn Kelly.
Well,
it's interesting to note that Bill O'Reilly was not afraid to talk about the issue on his show during his time at Fox, but Megyn Kelly was. It says something.
But Juliette, she did come out. She's like, I'm terrified. And they had this bonding moment where they were both realized that they're both shaken up by this.
They're not the same. Not the same. Not in the same position, didn't get the same deal, weren't playing the same game. Not the same. Just because they're similarly situated about Bill O'Reilly doesn't mean they're in the same position and they played the game the same way. Yeah.
Well, she signed a non-disclosure too, so I was surprised that she went up there, but she was with her attorney and she just talked about the atmosphere and how hard it is for women to go to their HR director. All right, coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
John Haber, founder and CEO of Spend Management Experts, joins us to talk about the competition for Amazon's HQ2 at 6:36.
Yeah, Puerto Rico even wants in on that. But first, let's go into the good luck. First, let's go into the newsroom and say good morning to Dave Stewart, who's filling in for Mike Scott.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Dan. 48 degrees in Chicago, 632 on AM 560, The Answer. Windy, rainy, temperatures holding in the upper 40s today. Attorney General Jeff Sessions renewing warnings about violent criminal gangs in the U.S. At a police conference in Philadelphia, Sessions focused yesterday on the notorious MS-13 gang.
MS-13 members brutally rape, rob, extort, and murder. They leave misery, devastation, and death in their wake.
Sessions said he was ordering the Justice Department to use all available legal tools to go after the El Salvador-based gang. Donald Trump Jr. is scheduled to speak today at AT&T Stadium at a private event hosted by the University of North Texas. Nearly 100 faculty members signed a letter opposing Trump Jr.'s invitation. Everybody's a suspect in a series of murders in a Tampa neighborhood. That's what Interim Police Chief Brian Dugan told the community at Seminole Heights, where 3 people have been killed in less than 2 weeks. A Peoria man's accused of murdering an elderly Lyle woman more than 20 years ago. Isla Vennard's son spoke after Thomas Spear was charged with the killing of his mother during a burglary at her home in 1994.
These last 23 years have been wondering if this day was ever going to happen. I'm glad today that it was.
In DuPage County Court, Spear had bail set at $3 million. Prosecutors say after Vennard's death, Spear disguised himself as a woman to cash checks from her account at a bank. Police in Des Plaines are investigating allegations that a 54-year-old man used a Facebook post to threaten to lynch Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. Wilson's been critical of President Trump for the tone of his phone call to a Gold Star widow, but the man says it was just part of an online argument and was meant as a joke. In sports, the Bulls face the Cavs in Cleveland tonight. The Blackhawks are in Las Vegas to face the Golden Knights. News service of Napa Auto Parts. On rainy days like this, Napa Auto Parts would like to remind you that you're only a quick stop away from new wiper blades and a streak-less windshield. So stop by your local Napa store where Trico Force wipers are $15 off per pair. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. AM 560 News Time, 6:34. Traffic in 2 minutes on AM 560, The Answer.
You can always count on Dennis Prager to go deeper into an issue.
It's so obvious to me that there are gradations of sin. A serial adulterer is not the same as a one-time adulterer. Otherwise, we're doomed. If everything is equal in the world of sin, then is everything equal in the world of good? So is everybody just morphed into some giant moral blob?
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Don't let the flu turn you into a zombie with a fever this Halloween season. With the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer, you won't be tricked by any spooky symptoms.
Despite President Trump's repeated requests, Senate Republicans failed again to repeal Obamacare. If you're tired of calling a bureaucrat at an 800 number to help you navigate Obamacare, then you need a local expert on your side. That's right, your own health insurance mentor. C. Stephen Tucker, C.S. Tucker, from healthinsurancementors.com is someone I know and trust. He's a 20-year licensed broker who's been educating AM 560 listeners on the Affordable Care Act for the past 6 years.
Thanks, Dan. ACA open enrollment is now only 45 days long. From November 1st to December 15th, you cannot be denied coverage based on a pre-existing condition. And depending on your income, you may find a more affordable plan. With narrow networks, even fewer choices, and higher deductibles, now more than ever, you need an expert to help you gain access to the best hospitals and specialists available. Call me. I can help.
Thanks, Steve. How can our listeners get in touch with you?
They can visit healthinsurancementors.com or call me directly at 630-674-1551. That's 630-674-1551.
At 6:36 from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, David. Eden's inbound at Stop and Go from Glenview Road to Montrose. It's 35 minutes from Lake Cook Junction, outbound 20. Kennedy, inbound delays start at Nagel. 33 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 14 from Montrose, 9 on the Express. Outbound jam, solid. Ohio to Addison. The exit is blocked after an earlier wreck. It is an hour and 10 minutes from downtown to O'Hare. Inbound Eisenhower, slow going, Manheim to Austin. 47 minutes, Thorndale to the post office, outbound 55, thanks to an earlier crash near North Avenue. Down Stevenson, 58 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 39. The exit to the outbound Ryan is closed after an earlier crash and falling concrete debris. The southbound Chinatown feeder is closed as well, going to the outbound Ryan. Inbound Ryan is 18 minutes, 95th to downtown, outbound 15. Delays on the Tri-State are northbound, 111th to LaGrange Road, from Stevenson to Ogden, the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue curve. Traffic service of Audible.com. Audible turns traffic into an escape. Mystery, sci-fi, bestsellers, and motivation. Ride with Audible and transform your commute with an unbeatable selection of audiobooks. Start a 30-day trial. Your first one is free. Go to Audible.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
More of Chicago's Morning Answer next, but now the forecast. Today, windy periods of rain, a high of 48. Breezy this evening, a stray shower, and a low of 36. Clouds yield to some sunshine tomorrow with a high of 50. Right now, 48 degrees at O'Hare. Next news, 7 o'clock. Continuous coverage of the latest news, traffic, and weather at 560theanswer.com. Now, more of Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by In the Know with Wealth Management Group, hosted by Craig Bolanos. Heard Sunday mornings at 10.
Joe Walsh here. I don't give a damn if the rest of the world doesn't know what to make of Trump. I think that's a good thing. We'll talk about it when Freedom returns at 5.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So all of the Pauls in Chicago and Cook County, Illinois, who've presided over the destruction of the state's economy and the bankruptcy of the city, the county, the state. They're trying to get bailed out by Amazon HQ2. They need a big victory, splashy victory, to let you know that they got it all under control, and HQ2 provides that opportunity because of the profile of Amazon, because of the number of jobs that are projected to be created, because of the average salary, which is substantial, projected for said jobs for the Amazon's HQ2.
I mean, I'm excited. I feel like we're vying for the Olympics. And how did that end?
About the same HQ2 is going to end, I predict.
No, I have a good feeling about this.
It's going to go to Rio.
I was looking at
HQ2.
Too soon.
So they're selling the state. Whatever's not nailed down, all the loose change they can scrape together in tax credits and sales tax and utility tax exemptions and property tax discounts. And all of those unsavings will be passed on to you. But that's what they're doing. It's the typical, tool kit of economic development incentives that states and localities provide to try and compete for big business location and investment like Amazon HQ2. So what kind of chance does Illinois have, and how much difference is there in the tax incentives that are being offered by Illinois and Chicago Metro as compared to the rest of the country vying for HQ2? For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by John Haber, who's the founder and CEO of Spend Management Experts, and knows a little bit about the logistics and the gamesmanship and the economic policy decisions associated with these sorts of competitions. John, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Morning. So can I give us your review of the broad strokes of the proposals coming from Illinois, both in terms of locations as well as the incentives, some of which I've described?
Yeah, I think that Illinois put together a very solid package. I would call it a top 5 package out of the cities that are bidding for the headquarters. They've put together over $2 billion in projected tax incentives, as well as proposed 10 sites for possible locations within Chicago. So they've put together a very solid package, and I think they've got a pretty good chance, although I think that potentially Atlanta and Dallas may be better positioned, but I think Chicago is certainly in the running.
Well, there's 238 cities, 43 states, even Puerto Rico. 2 cities in Mexico are vying for this too.
How about Barbuda? Has Barbuda got a proposal in?
No, is there a possibility that they might go, because I know there's cities in Canada that want them as well. Is there a possibility that they would go to Mexico or Canada?
I would be very surprised if it's not in the domestic U.S. I anticipate that it's going to be in the domestic U.S. as opposed to in Canada or Mexico or even in Puerto Rico.
The 10 sites that you mentioned, the former McDonald's campus in Oak Brook, the Michael Reese Hospital location in sort of the near South Side,
Motorola in Schaumburg, that old Motorola building.
Right. So of those locations in and around Chicago, which do you think, like from kind of a logistical point of view, what Amazon wants, access to public transportation, a ready-made labor pool, are there any that stand out to you?
To be honest with you, I haven't examined the 10 sites within Chicago closely enough to comment on which site is the best within the offering. Obviously, public transportation is a big key, and so proximity to public transportation, especially with the traffic issues that Chicago faces, along with many of the other cities, that's going to be a factor. The talent pool, I believe is not really a factor for any of those locations over one another. So I think that the talent pool within the vicinity of all the locations is very strong. And so I think it's going to come down more to what's the best environment for the Amazon headquarters, what's an exciting place to work, and as well as how convenient is it to get to the location, as well as the actual facilities and the land are going to be the biggest players there.
So same-day delivery is becoming, an expectation. FedEx and Walmart are trying to match Amazon. Will there be a day sometime when my kids try to buy food and there's no more grocery stores?
I don't think so. If you look at, even though Amazon bought Whole Foods, you've got a lot of online food delivery companies like Instacart, Uber Eats, things like that, as well as quite a few meal kit companies. We actually work with a number of them. If you look at the numbers, even for people that order online, they're still doing the majority of their shopping in the grocery store. When you're looking at things like produce and perishable foods, people still like to see what they're buying before they're buying it. So I don't think you'll see it get to the point where there aren't physical grocery stores. I think those will always still exist, but I do think that you'll continue to see a shift away from them to more online food purchasing.
Going back to the competition for HQ2, how much does the overall economic climate, the business climate, the tax and regulatory climate matter when comparing Georgia to Texas to Illinois, for example, since you mentioned Atlanta and Dallas, where you've got a state that already has the highest state and local tax burden in the country? You've had Chicago raise property taxes 3 times in the last 18 months, and I understand they're getting breaks on some of these things, but still, you're looking at the trajectory of the state long-term, because this is a long-term investment. $16 billion in unpaid bills, the largest unfunded pension liabilities in the country. Where's that money going to come from when the system seizes up? It's going to come from deep pockets. And so how much does a company like Amazon look at the kind of fiscal topography of the state and the region in making this decision?
I think it makes I think it factors into their decision quite a bit. And I think that's one of the negatives that Illinois and Chicago specifically have going against them, is the financial condition of the state and the city. How well received is offering $2 billion in tax incentives to Amazon when the city and state are in such a financial situation that they're currently in? How popular is that decision? You look at it similarly to perhaps an NFL team looking for the city or state to fund a new stadium is one of the things I compare it to. I'm not sure how popular the decision is. And obviously, they're projecting that it's not going to be $2 billion in cost. It's going to bring lots of jobs, and it's going to bring a lot of growth, and it's going to be a great thing for the city. And over the long term, it certainly may be. But I think it is the financial situation within Chicago and Illinois is a negative in the decision-making process for Amazon.
If Chicago lost or Illinois lost the bid to Dallas or to Atlanta, do you think that will end up being the difference maker?
I think that it is one of the things that would be a difference maker. Yes, I do believe that would be a factor in the decision, and that could be a difference maker.
So if it was between Atlanta and Dallas, who do you think would get it and why?
Well, I'm a little biased because I'm based in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta's got a great solution. To me, it would seem to make more sense for Amazon to have a presence more on the East Coast than Dallas. Having Dallas and Seattle is really they're obviously very far apart, and Amazon doesn't have to build it on the East Coast, but I'm looking more at Atlanta, D.C. Some people think New York is very strong in the running. Boston has been mentioned as a leader at one point. Amazon denied that Boston was in the lead. They came out publicly and actually denied that. So I think an East Coast location is probably makes the most sense for them. However, I would not rule out Dallas. Dallas has been just taken a lot of jobs from AT&T from Atlanta, and Dallas has won a number of bids. And so they put together a great package in Dallas as well.
What you think it makes the most sense on the East Coast for logistical reasons, or why?
I think for logistical reasons. I think from an infrastructure standpoint, Chicago's very well positioned with the rail, the rail situation. I do have some concerns about the airport situation at O'Hare. I think that the Atlanta airport and potentially the Dallas airport are going to be better positioned for the cargo operations. Obviously, Atlanta is much closer to the ports. So you got the Port of Savannah, which is about a 4-hour drive from Atlanta. So I think that will play a role as Amazon's bringing goods in over to the East Coast, that may make more sense from a logistics standpoint.
Interesting. All right. He is John Haber. He's the founder and CEO of Spend Management Experts. John, thanks so much for joining us and sharing your insights. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me. Have a great day.
You too. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Kaspersky Lab will open its antivirus software to outside review, a British company to turn wood into fuel in Mississippi. Those stories and more next. Are you being intimidated by the IRS? Rapid Resolution Tax Group is a team of tax attorneys, enrolled agents, and tax professionals who've helped thousands of people with problems just like yours, and they promise not to let the IRS intimidate you. If you are an individual or business who owes at least $10,000 to the IRS, you can turn to them for help. Has your bank account been levied? Do you have years of unfiled tax returns? Let Rapid Resolution Tax Group intervene for you. They're accredited with and A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they guarantee same-day contact with the IRS. If you qualify, Rapid Resolution Tax Group can work towards settling your tax debt for less, removing penalties and fees, and stopping levies and garnishments. Call the professionals at Rapid Resolution Tax Group at 800-601-2929. That's 800-601-2929. Today on the economic calendar, the Flash Composite Purchasing Managers Index, or PMI. The report gives an early look at private sector production. The Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index, also released today. Moscow-based Kaspersky Lab will open its antivirus software for review by outside parties. That move comes a month after the U.S. government barred agencies from using the company's antivirus products, citing security concerns. A British company aims to build a refinery in southwest Mississippi that will turn wood into the equivalent of diesel or jet fuel. Velocys has signed an option to build on a 100-acre site in Natchez, Mississippi. Velocys reportedly plans 40 refinery jobs that pay an average of $100,000 yearly. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Upstream-ideas.com, original premium content that complements what we do on this show. Long-form interviews with opinion leaders and policymakers in our Against the Current series. Podcast of our Illinois Rising program covering state policy and politics that airs on these airwaves Sundays at 3 p.m. My 60 Seconds of Sanity commentaries, 2-minute warnings from Pat Hughes at Illinois Opportunity Project. Follow the Logic Man on the Street segments this week, asking Loyola students about Senator Difey and Senator Durbin's religious test for Trump nominees, as well as our Heart of the Matter series, which features professional women speaking collegially about the issues of the day and the impact on household budgets and family life. And don't forget our sister site, defendhomeowners.com, defendhomeowners.com, where you get a free property tax report on your home. You can also download a petition to help us gather signatures for an advisory question on the 2018 ballot that would advance the notion of bringing the Indiana property tax system to Illinois. 1% hard cap on your property taxes as a percentage of home value. It would reduce your property taxes in most cases by half or more overnight. That's defendhomeowners.com for the free property tax report and the petition, and upstream-ideas.com for everything else.
Message and data rates may apply.
Warning, texting while driving is illegal just about everywhere. So if you want to take advantage of a life-changing LASIK offer, pull over when you can, because a special opportunity is just one text away. The LASIK Vision Institute is offering absolutely free evaluations and dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK. Text the keyword VALUE to 350350 to get the benefit of FDA-approved LASIK technology that gives the majority of patients 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Text to schedule your free appointment to see if LASIK is right for you. When you text VALUE to 350350, you'll also get an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Today, it's your turn. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you've always wanted for a fraction of what others charge. This great offer is just a text away. Text VALUE to 350350. That's VALUE to 350350.
Shoot Point Blank is celebrating the grand opening of their 4th area location at the corner of North Aurora and Frontenac in Naperville this weekend starting Friday, October 27th. Shoot Point Blank is a clean, safe, and comfortable shooting range and gun shop featuring a climate-controlled 20-lane shooting range, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Now you can experience the Point Blank difference in Naperville and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
Help us celebrate Shoot Point Blank's 4th area location at the Naperville grand opening this weekend with great deals from top manufacturers, including Smith & Wesson, plus all kinds of fantastic offers and giveaways. The first 100 customers each day will receive a free Shoot Point Blank ball cap. Shoot Point Blank is open at the corner of North Aurora and Frontenac in Naperville. Experience the difference this weekend at their grand opening. Visit shootpointblank.com for details.
I'm Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity, sponsored by Upstream-Ideas.com. In his remarkable press conference, Trump Chief of Staff General John Kelly prompted reflection on that which was once sacred and should be, but no longer is. Women, the dignity of every life, religion, Gold Star families, selfless service to country, all once sacred, now not so much. General Kelly provided a timely reminder that civilization is not always advancing. The latest point in time is not necessarily the most enlightened. Societies can regress. The nature of man is immutable, thus edifying influences like faith, family, and work, and the responsibilities associated with each are necessary. Notions of duty and honor keep us from devolving into a Hobbesian state of nature. So what is sacred? The politician of all things makes state power sacred. Banning books and blocking speakers to protect feelings makes conceit sacred. In other words, the power to distribute other people's stuff and eliminate dissent has replaced what General Kelly described as sacred and what 4 Green Berets died on a distant battlefield to protect as sacred. If you believe their last full measure of devotion for your freedoms was sacred, then you might consider fighting to preserve them.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I love it. I see a tremendous difference in my skin, in my nails, in my hair, in my energy.
Unlike the people that I hear on the radio, you know, I've had vitamins before, but this is makes a much bigger difference than vitamins ever did. That's for sure.
What are you waiting for? Good health is just a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code WIND. That's balanceofnature.com. Promo code WIND.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Kurt Penn, founder and CEO of Good Foods. In 2007, I was shopping in a natural foods grocery store and had a vision for a company that would produce fresh, all-natural foods with a social conscience. Signature Bank helped turn that vision into what now is Good Foods. Signature Bank President Mick O'Rourke listened to our story and learned about our business. Mick has been with us every step of the way. Signature Bank takes care of the details so we can focus on producing good foods. Signature Bank is deeply invested in our success. Good Foods is very proud to bank with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, talking about Amazon HQ2 and how we're going to lose it to either Dallas or Atlanta. Pete in Montgomery, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Morning, Dan. Morning, Amy. Just out of curiosity, and I really don't know the answer, how well did it turn turn out for us putting together a package to bring Boeing here?
Yeah, right. So here's what we do, right? We get the corporate headquarters for the C-suite types who can manage the confiscatory tax burdens in Illinois. And where did Boeing build the next assembly plant? Charleston, South Carolina. Haribo, $30,000 for 55 jobs at their headquarters in Rosemont. And where did they build their new facility? Where are they building it? Wisconsin. That's what we do. That's what we do because it's a hostile place to do business. And if and when we lose the Amazon HQ2 bid, despite trying to, as you said, Pete, buy our way to it, it will be another opportunity to revisit the hostile tax and regulatory kleptocracy that is Chicago, Cook County, Illinois. And, maybe that'll actually stoke the revolt against these faux reformers trying to stoke the revolt. Thanks for the call, Pete.
Let's break the system.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
NPR, former CEO of NPR, breaks out of his bubble and ventures out into the hinterlands. What did he find at 7:07?
And governors join to get Rauner reelected. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Dave Stewart in for Mike Scott.
Coming up at 7 o'clock, after a look at Fox News, we'll be looking at an announcement video from Governor Rauner. First,
he
Fox
admits
News.
we don't have all the answers about what happened in Niger. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We owe the American people an explanation of what their men and women were doing at this particular time.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff says it was ISIS-linked militants who attacked a group of American troops and forces from Niger. General Joe Dunford says they didn't call for help until an hour later.
I don't know that they thought they needed support prior to that time. I don't know how this attack unfolded. I don't know what their initial assessment was of what they were confronted with.
A drone went up minutes later. French air support arrived about an hour later. 4 U.S. soldiers were killed. The body of one wasn't found until 2 days after. President Trump will go to the Senate today to have lunch with Republicans and talk about tax reform, which he says will bring massive tax cuts. Critical Democrats claim most of them will go to the wealthy.
The Trump administration is in close contact with Capitol Hill about what's going to be in this piece of legislation. But no one will tell you definitively that there's anything that's in or out of this bill.
Fox's Chad Pergam. While the president awaits funding for his Mexican border wall, 8 prototypes are being built in San Diego. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal got a look at them and joins us live.
Dave, the 3 things they'll be testing for next month, now that these prototypes are nearly finished, are can it be breached, can it be climbed, and can it stop the digging?
Our aspiration is that one of these designs, or all 8 of them, may have the solution to deter or at least hamper tunneling.
Deputy Chief Patrol Agent for the San Diego sector, Roy Villarreal, says existing fencing's been breached nearly 2,000 times in the past 3 years. People who live in Tijuana are not impressed.
And they've been saying about the ladder, so it's funny. They're going to build a big ladder and they're going to jump over it. That's what I've seen in social media.
Most told me, though, people will still find a way to cross illegally despite a big new wall, Dave.
Jessica, as Texans, Floridians, and Puerto Ricans keep cleaning up from Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria, senators could today approve a $36 billion disaster aid bill. Nasty weather hit the Carolinas yesterday, knocking down tractor trailers and planes and doing damage. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Good morning. It's 48 degrees in Chicago, 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. I'm David Stewart. Windy, rainy today. Temperatures holding in the upper 40s. Judging from his announcement video, Governor Rauner apparently plans to make House Speaker Michael Madigan a campaign issue.
We can throw in the towel, walk away, and leave our future to the same corrupt career politicians, or we can fight.
In a video posted on YouTube, Rauner says that he's choosing to fight the Democratic machine for property tax relief, term limits, and a balanced budget. Mayor Emanuel wants to increase parking enforcement in the city to bring in extra revenue. The mayor's proposed budget includes expanding a program to pay parking enforcement workers overtime so they'll work on weekends. Mayor Emanuel joined state and CTA officials Monday to officially open the new Red Line station at Wilson. Emanuel says the new L station's an investment in the revitalization of Uptown.
And you can see that rejuvenation and this economic development. This has been a long journey, but this is an inflection point here in Uptown.
The new station has an expanded platform and now allows an easy transfer between the red and purple lines. Could be a very busy week in Springfield, or Illinois lawmakers could just talk about the state's issues. They're due back in the State House today for the first week of the 2-week fall veto session, and an assault weapons ban is up for a hearing. The case against Aaron Schock is a bit smaller. A federal judge has dismissed 2 counts against the former congressman. Schalk is charged with lying about misspending government and campaign money, but he's still facing 20 other charges. In sports, the Bulls face the Cavaliers in Cleveland tonight. The Blackhawks face the Golden Knights in Las Vegas. And the Washington Nationals say they may interview Cubs bench coach Dave Martinez for their vacant manager's position. The news, the service of Napa Auto Parts. On rainy days like this, Napa Auto Parts would like to remind you that you're only a quick stop away from new wiper blades and a streakless windshield. So stop by your local Napa store where Trico Force wipers are $15 off the pair. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. AM 560 News Time 7:04. We'll check traffic in 2 minutes on AM 560, The Answer.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.875%, APR 4.05%. But choosing the right mortgage lender means choosing more than just a rate. Does calling the company with 11 J.D. Power Awards for client service matter? Does calling the company that invented Rocket Mortgage, the industry's most innovative technology, matter? If working with America's #1 online lender matters to you, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
Home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. Whether you're at home, your business, or online, ADT helps keep you safe with security systems, home automation, alarms, and surveillance, so you can feel at home wherever you are. Go to ADT.com to get that feeling. ADT, home, safe home.
At 7:06 from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, David. Eden's inbound. It's stop and go from Glenview Road to Montrose. 36 minutes is the travel time. Lake Cook Junction outbound 26 to Kennedy. 51 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 22 from Montrose, 21 to the express lanes. Outbound 50 minutes to Montrose, an hour and 8 minutes to O'Hare. The Eisenhower. Hour and 3 minutes Thorndale. Make that an hour and 11. It just ticked up with the delay starting before Manheim. It's 55 minutes from Manheim to downtown. Outbound 57 to Thorndale. Stevenson an hour, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 39 minutes. The ramp to the outbound Ryan is closed after an overnight collision, which led to falling concrete, and the outbound Chinatown feeder is blocked. Eden's, check that. The Ryan is 22 minutes from 95th to downtown. Clear outbound. I-57, 26 minutes. I-80 to the Merch. Bishop Ford, 37. Northbound Tri-State delays. 111th to LaGrange Road. From the Stevenson to Ogden. And from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. Reagan Tollway tight. From the Aurora Toll to Wiola. At 83 to the Tri-State. Veterans Memorial. Boughton most of the way to Roosevelt. Army Trail to 290. Northwest Indiana's fine. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
More of Chicago's Morning Answer next, but now the forecasts with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
A windy day today. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour with periods of rain. High 48. Still breezy in the evening with a stray shower. Winds gusting up to 30 to 35 miles per hour. Otherwise partly to mostly cloudy. Low 36. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
48 degrees at the lakefront in Midway, 47 now at O'Hare. Next news, 7:30. Get continuous coverage of the latest news, traffic, and weather at 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer continues now on AM 560, The Answer.
Build business with Chamber 630, one of the largest business organizations in DuPage County. Marketing your business and connecting clients is their priority. Visit chamber630.com or call 630-968-4050 to join today.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Well, in the era of Trump and the shock victory Trump scored in November, at least shocking towards the left establishment, it has sent many on to fact-finding missions into flyover country. It's fascinating. It's like organizing pilgrimages to go out and, see the diversity of America.
Remember my church? They got on a bus and they drove through rural Illinois to figure out what's wrong with them. I said, well, I wouldn't go up to a farmer's door and say, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Because he might shoot you.
He might tell you what's wrong with you.
Get off my lawn, and that's my business, so get out of here.
Well, here's a really interesting write-up of one such experience. This comes to us from the former CEO of NPR. He writes in the New York Post. His name is Ken Stern. And he starts with this important point we've made before on this show. Now dated Pew Research Center poll found that liberals outnumber conservatives in the media by some 5-1.
Breaking news.
Yeah, well,
5-1.
We've talked about Gallup, 84 to 92% of the D.C. press corps since 1960 voted for the Democrat candidate for president. We've talked about the research that we've done at Chicago City Wire here, one of my outlets, ChicagoCityWire.com, on the Chicago press corps, the Chicago Tribune editorial board, finding that Democrat primary voters among 6 journalists and leading outlets in Chicago and Springfield, of that group, 86% Democrat primary voters, 4% Republican primary voters. And so this question, and I posed this to the panel that I moderated yesterday for Truth in Accounting on media.
Oh, yeah, how did that go?
It was good, and it was the responses were interesting. It's the simple question. If it was 5-1 conservative to liberal in the D.C. press corps, do you think the stories would be different? Do you think the coverage would be different? If it was 86-4 Republican to Democrat primary voters in Chicago, in the Chicago and Springfield press corps, do you think the coverage would be different? Do you think the stories would be different?
Do you think the makeup of the state legislature would be different?
Yeah, well, that too. The impact on elections.
Trust me, that it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen.
The impact on elections, absolutely. It's a good point as well. So anyway, he does Stern with that notion, and so he's going to break out of his bubble. I decided to venture out of my overwhelming Democratic neighborhood, engage Republicans where they live, work, and pray. For an entire year, I embedded myself with the other side. Wow. It's a war zone.
I know.
Standing
Hope he
in
had cover. Did he have a bulletproof vest?
Standing in pit road, a NASCAR race, hanging out at Tea Party meetings, and sitting in on Steve Bannon's radio show. I found an America far different from the one depicted in the press and imagined by presidents clinging to guns and religion and presidential candidates, basket of deplorables. He talks about spending Sundays in evangelical churches, hanging out with 15,000 evangelical youth at an Urbana conference, and he was stunned to see the discussions, and hear the discussions of racial equity and refugee issues, how to help them, not how to keep them out. He went pig hunting in Gonzales, Texas, his first time with a gun. And the noticeably concerned owner of the ranch at first banished me to a solitary spot in the grounds. But he goes on to say, none of my...
You're over here.
Yeah, right. But
Did he give him the toy gun, I hope?
But he goes on to say, none of my new hunting partners fit the lazy caricature of the angry NRA member. Rather, they saw guns as both a shared sport and as a necessary means to protect their families during uncertain times. I spent time in depressed areas of Kentucky and Ohio with workers who felt that their concerns had long fallen on deaf ears and were looking for every opportunity to protest a government and political and media establishment that had left them behind. And he uses one example of stories that don't get covered, that are real things, defensive gun use, dismissed by the media as a myth. This is, again, the former CEO of NPR writing this. Legitimate defensive gun use instances dismissed by the media as a myth, but happen all the time. 200 times a day, according to the Department of Justice, more according to other university studies, whichever number you choose to believe. They happen, and they give credence to my hunting friends who see their guns as the last line of defense for themselves and their families. It's a real thing. He goes on to say stories like this, it's not that the media is suppressing stories intentionally, it's that these stories don't reflect their interests and beliefs. Well, isn't that right? Isn't that perfectly right? And that speaks to the groupthink that pervades the Chicago and Springfield press corps in Illinois, that pervades the D.C. press corps, just based on the distribution. And there was a guy who runs a aggregation site, Muckrack, who was one of the panelists at this media panel at DePaul yesterday. And he made the point, it's not just the particular political bent that's all one direction. It's also the profile of the individual in the newsroom that is, kind of the same schools or types of schools, the same socioeconomic background. There's other characteristics that also feed the groupthink because they're coming kind of from the same places in addition to having the same ideology, the same perspective. So it's that these stories don't reflect their interests and beliefs. I thought that strikes me as right. He said, Ken Stern, the media should acknowledge its own failings in reflecting only their part of America. You can't cover America from the Acela corridor, and the media need to get out and be part of conversations that take place in churches and community centers and town halls. I did it and loved it, though I regret waiting until well after I left NPR to do so. How about it?
Would you be willing to embed yourself with the Democrats, or do you feel you
I
always
live in
already
Chicago. Are you kidding me? I mean,
to go to their meetings and to go to their churches. You could come with me on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I feel embedded. I mean, I feel, but I don't, like it's not a war zone, but I listen to the other side and nod and smile. I mean, I was talking to two
Are you allowed to boo
Democratic
during your
female
service?
journalists at the Iowa Northwestern game, and they looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, they said, "You're really a Republican?" I said, "Well, what have the Democrats done for this city?" I also lived in Detroit. What did the Democrats do in Detroit?
Yeah.
Lived in El Paso. What did the Democrats do in El Paso? I mean, people are relying on welfare. There's no push to have self-sufficient behavior. And the crime rates are high. And everywhere I've lived has been the highest homicide rates of the year. So what have they done? So you
And what's the answer you got?
they looked at me like I was crazy. And it was also Mayor Emanuel's former press secretary. She was there too.
Well, what's the answer,
And then they're like, Dan's really conservative. Like, yeah, I know. And that's his right.
I'm not really conservative. I'm just conservative. But, I mean, what? And I'm not angry about it either, much as Ken Stern found. But what's the answer to that? What is literally, or do they just gloss over it? They just have no answer, so they just say, I still just can't believe you're a Republican, and I'm not going to answer your question. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The evidence is in, and they don't have a strong evidentiary case to present, so they just say, oh, my gosh, Republican, terrible. Republican to conservative, oh, my gosh, scary. Okay. Well, there's another example of this. This is a bit different. Molly Ball writes on this, on Safari in Trump's America for The Atlantic, and she recounts a group of individuals who founded activists, leftist activists, that found Third Way, a center-left think tank. She describes it center-left, which means it's way left, where this 65-year-old activist from San Francisco and 4 colleagues journeyed from the coast to towns like Viroqua, Wisconsin, as part of their post-election listening tour, trying to do the same thing that like Ken Stern was trying to do and did. It's interesting though that from their experience, it wasn't so unevenly positive as Ken Stern's experience, at least as he recounted. There was a lot of angst and negativity that they experienced, at least as they recount. They found union men demoralizing. I feel like they can't see their way out, said this 65-year-old former, anti-nuclear protester. They were negative, said another researcher. They were so fixated on blaming Republicans, it was very us and them. Well, when you have people frustrated, they're looking for scapegoats, and frankly, some of the people to whom they're ascribing blame, like the political class, is worthy of that blame. They also recount that they heard views that challenged their sense of empathy. Muslims were bad, welfare recipients were leeches, women shouldn't have careers outside the home. People have said stuff I was surprised to hear them say out loud, but we have to learn from that too, whatever they believe is true, because it's true for them. Yeah. It is okay, sort of, but truth is, well, I won't go into a discussion of the nature of truth, but it's just interesting. You've had all of these forays into Middle America. The Huffington Post did a 23-city business bus tour to get to know places like Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Odessa, Texas. Of course, Mark Zuckerberg did these choreographed interactions with factory workers and people on tractors. Remember that?
No, and he slept over at people's homes.
Yeah, choreographed. Exactly.
And then had dinner with them and just wanted to know why they voted for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He actually he found registered Democrats who voted for Trump.
Well,
and that's who he spent time with.
Yeah, not difficult to locate if you go to some of these towns
Right.
that we're talking about in states that Trump carried, and to some extent, surprisingly, like Wisconsin. So it's just really interesting. I mean, the whole kind of get outside your bubble. It's not just where you live and who you interact with. I mean, I interact with Democrats every single day, liberals every single day. Right? I mean, it's just the nature of being in a big city, the nature of being in Chicago, the nature of being in Illinois, the nature of being in politics and media in this city and state, but also consuming content of the other side. That's important too, and it's like underappreciated. Hearing the arguments of the other side, not just doing these listening tours and having the experiential connection with other people who have different views. And Ken Stern kind of gets to this in his piece in the New York Post, but actually consuming content that the other side produces. I read leftist outlets all the time because you want to understand the thinking. You want to be able to address and respond to and debunk some of what is coming from the left, most of what is coming from the left, I would say, as someone who's been reading their arguments for 25 years. So I think that's part of it, too. It's not just you getting in a bus and going out to meet people in towns you haven't visited. It's also really understanding if you want to talk about kind of places of commonality to solve problems that we all want to solve, the inner cities, schools that are failing, and all of the obvious, seemingly intractable problems. Well, who's got the best ideas? I mean, have a conversation about something important in addition to people's individual lives if you want to kind of build a movement towards solutions. And that requires that you actually consume and think about what the other side is proposing and the implications of said proposals. And so I appreciate what Ken Stern did, and to some extent what this Third Way organization and some of the other groups that have gone on these pilgrimages have done. But the other piece of this is arguments side by side, ideas that are distilled, implications that are debated. There's almost none of that goes on cable news. There's very little of that even in print. I mean, we talked about this again at this media panel yesterday. Where is the marketplace for a firing line? Bill Buckley with the left and right intellectuals debating particular issues, or even maybe a kind of a reconstituted Crossfire. At least you got somewhere. I mean, Crossfire's devolved into now what you see on the cable news shows, and I think almost all of them are unwatchable, including on Fox. I don't watch any of it. I mean, I watch specific interviews because I do this show, but I don't watch any of it. I can't stand 99% of it.
Well, a lot of them are self-serving.
No question.
And they form their opinions on if it generates more revenue for them.
No question. Absolutely.
So if I pigeonhole myself as this person, I will get on Fox multiple times more than if I'm true to myself.
Right, and you've got the decision makers driving. Hey, we got to stick with this Trump story. Got to keep pounding this Trump story because it's generating viewers, it's generating clicks on the website, whatever. It's about monetizing their product. And so why does the New York Times stick with pounding Trump every day? Not just because it's their disposition, but because their share price is up 90% since this election. And with CNN's ratings and MSNBC's ratings and Rachel Maddow's ratings. So, yeah, but I think there actually is a marketplace for ideas side by side for something like Buckley used to do on Firing Line, Buckley versus John Kenneth Galbraith and the like. And I understand that was on PBS, but maybe, I don't know, maybe get together with this former CEO of NPR and put together something. I think, we're so far removed from that era that I think there's a lot of people who can't even conceive of it. So they don't know they'd enjoy it because they can't even conceive of it because of what has become of media, both on print, to a lesser extent radio, because it's an interactive, long-form format in the way that no other media is. And to a similar extent with some of the print outlets that are, driving a narrative rather than kind of trying to distill ideas and force more thinking, not just kind of feeding, red meat to the P1 reader or the consumer, if you will. So it's just a thought, but the NPR piece in particular by Ken Stern is an encouragement.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
Coming up next, who wants a cat without a head? But first, here's your forecast. Today, we're going to have showers lingering. Words are hard today. Showers around on and off throughout the day. And tonight, a 40% chance of showers. And tomorrow, finally, partly sunny skies. No rain in the forecast. A cool high near 50 degrees. Oh, did I mention with the wind chill today, it's going to feel like it's 30 degrees. So definitely grab a jacket if you're heading out. Let's go into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. A sloppy start to the day. Here's Jim Talamonte.
It's messy, Amy and Dan. South side got a fire, 51st and Wabash. And on the near south side, we still have a lingering closure of the outbound Chinatown feeder and the ramp from the outbound Stevenson to the outbound Ryan. There was some falling concrete debris from an earlier crash, and there's a left lane blocked on the inbound Ryan, adding to the delays there. The Ryan now with a travel time of 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. It's okay outbound. Eden's 39 minutes, Lake Cook to Junction, outbound 31. Kennedy, an hour and 4 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound an hour and 2 minutes. The Ike, an hour 11, Thorndale to the post office, outbound 57 minutes. Stevenson, an hour and 4 minutes, 3:55 to the drive, outbound 45 minutes. On I-57, looking at 26 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop Ford 48. Lakeshore Drive is now heavy. Southbound Bryn Mawr to North Avenue, northbound 31st to Jackson. Southbound Tri-State delays 120 to 176. Northbound 111th to LaGrange Road. The Stevenson to Ogden, from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. Reagan and Veterans Memorial Tollways. Delays also Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Why choose Kubota and Associates to handle your retirement? Well, because we provide objective advice and concierge service, investments, insurance, retirement planning, all at one location. We also partner with qualified attorneys and CPAs to provide complete financial strategies for our clients. We use a variety of investment and insurance products to custom design retirement plans that can give clients a clear look at their future. We help you stay on the path toward financial independence. If you don't want to do it yourself and you want to work with a team to create a financial strategy for your future, give us a call. 630-777-7955. That's 630-777-7955. Would you rather get retirement advice from some TV show host who doesn't know anything about you, or Kubota and Associates? 630-777-7955. Kubota and Associates is a registered investment advisory firm. Jack Kubota is an investment advisor representative and insurance professional. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I sing your praises all the time because I was very run down. I was getting bronchitis all the time. And ever since I started taking this, at the first sign of a sniffle, by the next day, it's gone.
Love it. Great product. Yeah, I should have taken it years ago. It works. You know, your skin is better, your blood pressure is down, and stuff like that.
What are you waiting for? Good health is just a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code WIND. That's promo code WIND.
Shoot Point Blank is celebrating the grand opening of their 4th area location at the corner of North Aurora and Frontenac in Naperville this weekend starting Friday, October 27th. Shoot Point Blank is a clean, safe, and comfortable shooting range and gun shop featuring a climate-controlled 20-lane shooting range, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Now you can experience the Point Blank difference in Naperville and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
Help us celebrate Shoot Point Blank's 4th area location at the Naperville grand opening this weekend with great deals from top manufacturers including Smith & Wesson, plus all kinds of fantastic offers and giveaways. The first 100 customers each day will receive a free Shoot Point Blank ball cap. Shoot Point Blank is open at the corner of North Aurora and Frontenac in Naperville. Experience the difference this weekend at their grand opening. Visit shootpointblank.com for details.
You've put off that new vehicle long enough. Now there's absolutely no excuse.
Get to Joe Cotton Ford during their model year-end sales event. They're making room for next year's models, and that means you'll save big.
You'll get the best rebate offers of the year and save hundreds to thousands on brand new 2017 Fords.
Plus, all new vehicles come with the Joe Cotton Ford Advantage program. You'll save on maintenance, vehicle protection, and more.
There's a reason generations of Ford buyers and their families keep coming back to family-owned and operated Joe Cotton Ford. It's all about a different car buying experience with world-class customer service and people you can trust.
No hassles, no drama, and no high-pressure sales tactics now and for as long as you own your vehicle.
There's still a great selection during the Ford model year-end sales event, but hurry, it won't last.
Get to Joe Cotton Ford today and drive home your new Ford car, truck, or SUV. Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream or at joecottonford.com. That's joecottonford.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, call some reactions for a little discussion of that NPR CEO's op-ed in the New York Post. Brian in Irving Park, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, hi there, Dan. My response is not really so much to the piece, but even you're acting surprised that Trump won Wisconsin, and I'm just wondering. I mean, I would think that someone like you would be a little bit more aware of the political climate in places like Wisconsin and Michigan, where they have a Republican governor and an overwhelming Republican legislature in both chambers.
No, I wasn't.
In Pennsylvania, they have a Democrat governor, but they still have a Republican legislature in both chambers.
Right. So, I wasn't expressing.
You're the one paying attention to the political climate there, or what?
Okay. Can I respond now? Your premise is incorrect. I wasn't surprised. I was describing the surprise that the left had of the states that Trump won in places like Wisconsin. I mean, what's the joke? Hillary Clinton couldn't find Wisconsin and Michigan, two states that she thought she had because, for example, neither one had gone Republican since, I think, George Herbert Walker Bush. So it was a surprise to the left. And this is the part of the impetus for these listening tours that you have some leftist activists and others like this NPR CEO doing. So I'm not saying I was surprised. You'll recall that right after the Iowa caucus, I predicted Trump was going to be the next president of the United States. So I was not surprised. But thank you for the clarification or the opportunity to provide one.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Worst Peter Fonda impersonation ever. Sleazy writer Bruce Rauner announces his re-election bid.
Okay, but first let's go into the newsroom. Here's Dave Stewart, who's in for Mike Scott.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Dan. 47 degrees in Chicago, 731 at AM 560, The Answer. Windy and rainy today, temperatures holding in the upper 40s. Tax reform is going to be on the menu when the president meets with Senate Republicans for lunch today. Trump will attend the weekly GOP caucus luncheon at the Capitol. But GOP Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee isn't expecting much from the event.
I think to read anything more into it would be spending a lot of time on something that shouldn't be spent a lot of time on.
The president's pushing sweeping tax cuts, but Democrats accuse Republicans of planning big tax reductions for just the wealthiest Americans and corporations. 5 Michigan teens are being charged with second-degree murder after a man was killed by a rock thrown from an overpass near Flint. Mayor Emanuel helped to cut the ribbon on a new Potbelly sandwich shop in the Pullman area, the latest bit of economic revitalization there. And Emanuel used the occasion to push Governor Rauner to finish the conversion of nearby Olive Harvey College into a specialized school for transportation and logistics.
It stopped midstream. The state of Illinois is our partner. So I want you to make sure the governor knows we have to finish that project so people can take advantage.
That project was a casualty of the state budget impasse. And judging from that announcement video, Governor Rauner is going to make House Speaker Michael Madigan a re-election campaign issue.
Permanent political failure. The Madigan machine is just too strong, they say. It will never go away. It will never fail to fail us.
In his motorcycle riding video on YouTube, Rauner says he chooses to fight the Democratic machine for property tax relief, term limits, and a balanced budget. In sports, Bulls face the Cavaliers in Cleveland tonight. The Blackhawks are in Las Vegas, taking a chance with the Golden Knights. News, a service of the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration.
I'm Matthew Stafford from the Detroit Lions, urging you to stand up against our nation's drug epidemic during the DEA's National Prescription Drug Takeback Day this Saturday. Making a difference is as easy as cleaning out your medicine cabinet.
Find a collection site at DEATakeback.com.
AM 560 News Time 7:33. A check of traffic in 2 minutes on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, great coffee, period.
My name is David Hochberg, Vice President Lending at Pearl Mortgage. If you're looking to secure financing on a new home or refinance your existing home, give me a call. If you're purchasing a home within the next year, this is very important. Your credit score is the most important factor in determining your interest rate and monthly payments. I strongly advise listeners purchasing a home to contact me as far in advance as possible so I can pre-qualify you for free. I will analyze your credit and make recommendations to improve your credit scores so you can secure the lowest rate when purchasing a home. Paying banks and other lenders a fee to get pre-qualified is ridiculous. If you're purchasing a home, give me a call now at 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com and get pre-qualified for free. I've helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but I can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee 4358, and MLS 19186.
Worry less with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
So your son got home safe last night? Tom said he had a flat tire.
Yeah, he was out past curfew and got stuck on Route 1, but Liberty Mutual went out and took care of it for him.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, a flat, jump, or tow. It's no problem no matter where or when with their roadside assistance.
What was he doing out so late anyway?
Getting himself grounded for a month.
Visit us online to get a quote. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Optional 24-hour roadside assistance coverage. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
At 7:36 from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here's Jim Talamati.
Thanks, David. On the Edens inbound, it's now 40 minutes from Lake Cook to the junction. The delay started 2E, and outbound it's 40 minutes as well. To Kennedy, an hour and 4 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, 33 minutes from Montrose, 31 on the Express. Outbound an hour and 2 minutes to the airport. The Eisenhower, an hour 15. Thorndale to the post office. Outbound 57 minutes. Stevenson, an hour and 4 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 47 minutes. The ramp from the outbound Stevenson to the outbound Ryan is reopened. Ryan inbound. Looking at a 35-minute drive, 95th to downtown. Left lane blocked for the Stevenson to clean up an overnight wreck. Left concrete fall. On the Tri-State Tollway, it's heavy southbound 120 to 176. And northbound 111th to LaGrange Road. And from the Stevenson to Ogden, from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. Veterans Memorial slow out into the Reagan Tollway and Butterfield up to 290. Traffic service of Napa Auto Parts. On rainy days like this, Napa Auto Parts would like to remind you you're only a quick stop away from new wiper blades and a streakless windshield. So stop by your local Napa store. Trico Force wipers are $15 off per pair. Quality parts, helpful people, that is Napa know-how. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
We got more of Chicago's Morning Answer next, but now the forecast. Windy, periods of rain today, a high of 48 where we are right now, just about. Breezy this evening, a stray shower and a low of 36. Some sunshine on tap tomorrow with a high of 50. Right now it's 47 degrees at O'Hare. Next news, 8 o'clock. Continuous coverage of the latest news, traffic, and weather at 560theanswer.com. Now more of Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Fox River Periodontics, Chicagoland's specialist with dental implants. To get your smile back, visit implantsforme.com.
More of Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy comes your way now. And make sure to join me, Larry Elder, tonight at 7, only on AM 560, The Answer.
Sing a song.
If the sun
Yeah.
Yeah, turn it up.
6 to 9. Jimmy.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Governor's back.
From Easy Rider. And in Illinois, we have Sleazy Rider.
Oh.
That's Governor Bruce Rauner.
Come on, Governor announced his re-election bid yesterday.
Yeah, he did with
release a video,
and
campaign ad.
Here's that video. Get your reaction to it, and particularly if you're a Republican primary voter, are you going to support Governor Rauner? Or when it comes to the general election, are you going to skip the race? Or even if you're going to contemplate a Democrat? 312-642-5600, Turnkey.pro answer line. Here's Governor Rauner's damage control offering.
They said it couldn't be done. That it was crazy to think this place could be saved. That we should give up, give in, and resign our hopes and dreams to a corrupt culture of permanent political failure. The Madigan machine is just too strong, they say. It will never go away. It will never fail to fail us. It's time to just accept corruption and stagnation as not only what we have, but who we are. Well, I say we can't and we won't. This is Illinois. This is home. 4 years ago, I crisscrossed our state, looked people in the eye, and promised to fight business as usual. Together, we've taken on the toughest fights: property taxes, education, criminal justice, ethics. We've won some and we've lost some, but nothing worthwhile is ever easy. Illinois still needs property tax relief, real term limits, and a budget that won't bankrupt or break us. In spite of the odds, millions of us believe. We believe in the future our kids deserve, and the possibilities of this great place we still call home. Now, we have a choice. We can throw in the towel, walk away, and leave our future to the same corrupt career politicians, or we can fight. I choose to fight.
He's fat.
Not exactly Paul Harvey's So God Made a Farmer, but that's his offering.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a compared to his other campaign ads that he's had out there. That was a good announcement video.
Do you like it?
You know, yeah.
Yeah, you back on
The
board?
smell of freedom, man. Leather and a Harley. Yeah. Some man's man. No, I'm going to be a little more convincing than that. But at least he's, you know, he sounds like he's ready for the fight.
Yeah. Yeah. It's rather remarkable. What he's trying to do is be the same candidate he was in 2014 and have people forget that he's been the governor for the last 3 years. That's what he's actually trying to do, which is a good idea because his last 3 years have been quite forgettable. Ron on the South Side, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning, Danny. Well, you know what, Dan, I'm not gonna forget. He's a loser. He's been a big disappointment, and he's also worse than that. He's a liar. So no, I don't know what I'm going to do. None of that garbage from the Democrats. I know I won't go that way. I'll just admit it's been a long time that I haven't voted, but right now I'm having a hard time. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a plan, but yes, you know, this guy is a loser, and he's talking about fighting. You got your butt whipped. So no, I won't be voting for him. Have a good day.
Thanks for the call, Ron. The other thing he's continuing to do, which has been a strategic mistake for 3 years, and of course, as long as his wife doesn't think so, he just keeps doing it.
Was she on the back of the Harley with him?
She wasn't in the video.
But metaphorically, she's always.
She's like his great gazoo. She's always right there on his shoulder.
Well, the sidecar, I was thinking.
Yeah, he should get a sidecar.
Yeah. They expand out, like go to a wide shot, and there she is, Diane.
No. The sidecar would be for Bruce.
Oh. I see what you did there.
But see, here's one of the other things he's doing is continuing to do the kind of it's all Madigan's fault, and he's trying to run against Mike Madigan.
Yeah, that's what he did. I mean, he sat down with Craig Wall from ABC7.
But there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still many, many challenges, and most of them, Speaker Madigan is the one who's blocked them by controlling his General Assembly and making sure his legislators are more loyal to him than to their constituents.
How about the 15 House Republicans who voted for the tax increase? How you doing?
Well, he waved off
Partner.
Frustration in his own party. And he was thinking this bipartisan revolution.
Blah, blah, blah. We're calling for a revolution, a movement of all the people in Illinois. Democrats, Republicans, it doesn't matter. This isn't about partisanship. This is about good government and changing our system.
Yeah.
So maybe
his-
he voted that way to court Democrats and undecided voters. Voting for abortions to be paid for with our tax dollars.
Yeah, good, right.
You know
fine.
the lists, sanctuary state.
Good luck, running the Daniel Biss campaign in the Republican primary or with Republican voters. Good luck maintaining that base in the Republican Party or believing you can establish it to the left of Kennedy and Pritzker on the other side. Good luck with that. Okay, fine. That's an approach. That's a decision he made. We'll see how it works out. Right now, the reason he's spending as much money as he's spending at this point without a primary challenger, though that's still a pending issue, is number one, to forestall a primary challenger. Number two is to try and get back into this race because he's 25 points down.
God, he's going to contribute more than $50 million of his own money.
Yeah, and it's worth noting that not a lot of other people are. His biggest contributor in the first quarter of this year was interest on his own donation. It's him and Ken Griffin and not a lot of other people. And that's also, so that's a lot of money, and it's all the money he needs to get a message out, of course, and to try to rebrand himself and reposition himself. But it speaks to what's happened. I see emails that he sent out this campaign video yesterday that we just played, and I get emails back from friends of mine that were significant donors to him. Said, oh, this is the first communication I've got from Bruce Rauner since he won. Oh, looky here. Political incompetence. There's no candidate for state comptroller. There's no candidate for state treasurer. Party, and since he is the party right now, political incompetence. Political incompetence in addition to treachery and, as Ron from the South Side appropriately said, an absence of integrity. And that's the fun of it. Forget, it's not a single issue. It's the cumulative effect of all of these decisions that reinforce a truism about Bruce Rauner.
Well, is
that
Jeannie...
the truism is this, that he is without integrity. And if you're without integrity, then it really doesn't matter what position you're taking at any given moment, because how can I trust it?
Is Jeannie Ives going to run against him?
That's pending.
That's what Craig Wall was talking about.
It's a possibility.
Other people say that.
I think she's looking to see if she can put together the necessary resources on a very short time frame. I mean, you have to file by December 4th.
Ooh.
You got a March 20th primary against, as you just said, a guy with $70 million, and obviously the ability to write a lot more. So that's a decision I think that she's going through. But if she does decide to get in, it's a very good chance she can make it a contest. And it's all of his doing, because he wasn't the guy that he said he was going to be in 2014. That's not the guy he's been. And there's just I appreciate the arguments being made by Republicans in Illinois, including Republican leaders I respect, Richard Porter, who's the Republican National Committeeman, for example. I appreciate it. I appreciate what they're trying to do. I appreciate the role they're trying to play. But there is no substantive argument to be made that can defend his performance and his duplicity. And there's no other way to describe it. There's just no other way to describe it if you're being honest with yourselves and you're being honest with the rank and file Republicans out there, who I think, frankly, are a bit weary of being lied to all the time and seeing their party do the bidding of the other side, which is why we're in the super minority, by the way, against the backdrop of the Madigans and the Cullertons that the governor decries, who are bulwarks against improvement in this state. All self-inflicted wounds. Steve in Hinsdale.
Yeah, I'm happy we have a Republican governor. I mean, we could have the oversized trust fund billionaire Pritzker. I'm not quite as sanctimonious as some of the party regulars. So you know what? Compared to Pritzker or Kennedy, I think we got Rauner. Let's vote him in and go from there. Thanks much. Have a great day.
Right. Thanks, Steve.
Can you really see sitting out this election?
Yeah, I can. I mean, one of the things is just the focus will be on the House races. Since he points to Madigan, I agree. So that's where I'm going to focus on working to advance the interests of legislative candidates to get the 9 seats we need to pick up the House, to depose Madigan, and to really imbue hope into the body politic by deposing Madigan as the House Speaker. That's the real play, and it's a much better percentage play than governor, because Rauner has so poisoned the brand for that office in addition to his own personal brand. And I'll tell you, you have a lot of people. Here's what's going on in the financier community to some extent. Mm-hmm. For people that aren't kind of just washing their hands totally, they're basically like, look, I wish Rauner would go away and we'd give somebody a chance for a fresh start against whoever the Democrats nominate. But short of that, I don't want a bloody primary. Then if we can't get him to walk away, which doesn't look like, of course, then let him be the nominee and see if with his money over time he can crawl his way back into the race. That's about as enthusiastic an argument on behalf of Rauner as you're going to get from people that are otherwise, inclined to be supportive of Republican candidates. So that's not too inspiring. And the party is still in open revolt at the grassroots level against him. There's no question about that. Phil in Buffalo Grove.
Good morning, guys. I'm going to probably sit this one out. My fellow citizens of the state, this is what they want. Bruce Rauner loves his wife. His wife is not conservative, and that's fine. God bless the man, loves his wife, but she's definitely wears the pants in the family, and that's fine. Got no problems with that. Everybody's up to their own deal. But prediction: January 1, 2019, your state income tax will be 6.5%.
Thanks for the call, Phil. Yeah, well, perhaps we'll see. It's not his race is not the only race. Joan in Long Grove.
I just think Jeannie Ives could fight a lot harder than Bruce Rauner, and the integrity is a big issue with me. And I think I'm not voting for him if he's it.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate it.
Seems like personal turmoil. I mean, you can hear it in her voice.
Well, people want to see the state improve. That's why they want to live here and they want things to be better here. 85% of the state thinks the state's on the wrong track, and they're right. And so you understand why you have hope in somebody that's an outside agent that's going to shake things up and turn around Springfield as he promised and becomes just another inside hack. And so people are resigned. And that's a problem for the Republican Party, too, is fatalism. I mean, again, fatalism, like ignorance, is the ally of the political class. Kevin in Northfield.
So Rauner's problem with the second biggest donor is a conflict of interest.
The what?
Rauner's problem is interest on his donation.
Thank you, Dan. Here's what my devoted wife says. She believes that it was the worst ad ever. It was a pandering, like you say, sleazy rider ad, pandering to our worst motorcycle riding instincts without a helmet. And the idea of a correct ad would have been, show me, don't tell me, show me. So you have Michael Madigan in line at the grocery store, and he's buying sirloin steak, he's buying filet mignon, he's buying the most expensive seafood. And then when it comes time for his $100 grocery bill, he says, "Oh, I don't have it. Get the guy behind me to pay."
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, thanks for the thanks for the call on the ad idea, Kevin. Maybe I'll use it. James in Westmont.
I like that one too. And to kind of piggyback on that, I have more respect for Rauner if he rode a tricycle in the ad, only because that's kind of how he was acting, and he was actually outmanned. So I hate to say it, but I don't know. What do you think? The tricycle?
Thanks for the call,
I like a
James.
big wheel with the flag in back, the safety flag with the neon.
What about a tricycle race between Spalding and Rauner for the governorship? So we could just skip all the spend and all the patronizing ads.
The poor tricycle.
Or
for Pritzker.
I mean,
Rauner would be eating his knees because he's so tall.
Well, I would suggest like a Nathan's hot dog eating contest with Spalding, but we don't have anybody on our side that can compete with Spalding. Ralph,
it's a walking health issue.
Ralph and Rantoul.
Yeah, forget the tricycle. Go with the outrigger training wheels for new motorcycle riders with one of those big triangles on the back of his bike. Look, Rauner. The problem with Rauner is the sales guy, and unfortunately, he sold a product that he lied about. He sold a product that he was going to be conservative, and he wasn't. And normally, when a salesperson oversells a product or lies, the people that get stuck supporting it are the poor customer service people in the organization. And Rauner doesn't even have that going for him because he hasn't built up an organization. He doesn't have anybody in the state primed for any of those key positions. He's been a really, really bad leader, and he should be ashamed of himself and take his money and go and be richer because he's good at that, and just go away and not be a governor.
Thanks, Ralph.
Next thing you know, we're going to find out he's Norwegian.
Yeah, right. The Swedish thing was a total fabrication. Here's the thing, too. Veto session begins today, and the Democrats are going to try and trick bag him again now that they got him on the run, signing all their stuff. Assault weapon ban. Now, he's supposedly a Second Amendment guy, but if he wants to appeal to suburban women the way that his wife wants him to, by being a Democrat, what's he going to do if an assault weapon ban gets to his desk? Won't that be interesting?
Oh, boy.
Liz in LaGrange.
Good morning, guys. Hey, listen, I campaigned long and hard for Bruce Rauner. I mean, I spent a lot of nights walking around the neighborhood and getting signatures. I'm so highly disappointed. I hate to use the phrase, he's dead to me. But if there's another Republican candidate, I'll support them. But at this point, it may end up being like Rauner's kind of like Trump. It wasn't my first choice, but I'd have to support him. But I hope there's an alternative. Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. Tweet from Monica. This sums it up nicely. I will not vote for that rancid anal cyst.
Wow.
I'll abstain if he wins the primary. That's vivid. Bob in West Chicago.
Yeah, what I hear callers calling in about supporting him and all the rest of it, and I'm a township committeeman, and what I try to tell my other committeemen is, at least you know what you're getting with a Democrat. With Rauner, you have no idea. The integrity, like you said, isn't there, so why would you back him?
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. I agree with that sentiment. Rita in Deer Park.
Hi, this is Rita. I really enjoy your show.
Thank you.
And in the primary, I voted for Bruce Rauner. I'm very disappointed in him. And in the primary, I'm probably going to vote for the Democrat because we're such a blue state. I'll probably vote for the Democrat I could most tolerate. And then in the general election, I would vote for Rauner.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the call, Rita. Jim in Mount Prospect, Amy's hometown.
Hello. I have to say that I worked my butt off for a representative that lost in the 10th district. And Rauner, I voted for him, too, and worked for him. And both had the same disease, and it's been hit upon. One, I agree totally with the previous caller about 3 points earlier about his not doing anything for the Republican Party in terms of organization. In fact, I think the biggest problem is not Rauner himself, but the Republican Party, not just within Illinois, but nationwide. It has to be reconstituted, and especially Illinois. If we don't start reconstituting the Republican Party, it doesn't matter who the Rauner is. They'll still be beholden to everything.
Thanks for the call, Jim. Sean from Elmwood Park.
You know, I told you about this 3 years ago, didn't I? Give me a little credit, Prof. Didn't I tell you what this 7 foot of stupid was? I told you. And when I hear people from Hinsdale call up with their horn-rimmed tortoise-shell glasses and say, oh, you got to support him, he's a Republican. It reminds me of when the chairman of the GOP came to the Elmhurst Cigar House. Did I tell you what happened? He came in, he said, can you donate a box? We're having a fundraiser. I said, donate a box? You're going to pay 30% more, dummy, because you're a failure at everything you've ever done. That's what these Republicans are. All he did is say, I'm a Republican, and he governed like Meg Madigan, who he's fighting. You're losing to a midget. 7 foot guy losing to a midget on every level. And this HB 40, it proves you and your wife aren't just unattractive on the outside. You're ugly on the inside. Throw him out. When he speaks, throw him out. When he sends you the donation, use it as Charmin and send it back. That's what he deserves.
Thanks for the call, Sean, and nice product placement in that call, too.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
College football programs know the importance of recruiting. If they want to compete at the highest level, they need to bring on the best talent, people who have the skills and drive to be a success. The same is true in business. Recruiting is vital. And with ZipRecruiter, you'll have a smarter and simpler way to assemble your own winning team. With just one click, you can post your job to over 100 job boards. Then ZipRecruiter's matching technology identifies relevant talent fast. 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within 24 hours. And your ZipRecruiter dashboard helps keep everything in one place, so it's easy to review and rank the candidates with the best experience. You'll be building a powerhouse program in no time. Choose the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, proud hiring partner of the Fighting Illini.
For your free trial, go to ZipRecruiter.com/GoIllini. ZipRecruiter.com/GoIllini. Once again, for a free trial, go to ZipRecruiter.com/GoIllini.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
It's a wonderful product. I mean, it's an absolute wonderful product. I'm so grateful that I heard about it. Yeah. And at first I didn't take, I didn't take it faithfully. I'd forget. And then I'd say about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I really started taking it right. And what a difference. What a difference.
What are you waiting for? Good health is just a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code WIND.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, who wants to skip Halloween out of political correctness?
Yeah, and is it okay for Amy to go as Moana, this Disney character that's creating quite a stir, at least according to Cosmo? That's at 8:08.
But first, let's check in with Dave Stewart, who's in for Mike Scott.
Among the stories we're watching today, Mayor Emanuel wants to write more parking tickets. That and more after an update from Fox News on AM 560, The Answer.
He's hoping for more Republican unity on tax reform than he got on health care. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. But before President Trump goes to the Capitol for lunch, he's attacking one of those GOP senators he would meet with. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
In a tweet within the past hour, the president went after Tennessee's junior senator writing Bob Corker, who helped President Obama give us the bad Iran deal and couldn't get elected dog catcher in Tennessee, is now fighting tax cuts. White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders.
The main priority for today and for the administration currently during this fall legislative agenda is making sure we give tax relief to the American people.
Most Republicans have so far embraced the framework of the president's tax cut proposal, but have not settled on which deductions to reduce or eliminate to help defray costs. Dave?
John, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, providing more details of the ambush attack that killed 4 U.S. soldiers in Niger earlier this month.
We owe the families as much information as we can find out about what happened.
General Joe Dunford says he doesn't know why the U.S. troops and forces from Niger that came under fire from ISIS militants didn't call for help until an hour later. They're cleaning up in the Carolinas the day after nasty weather hit. Thunderstorms, even possible tornadoes.
I give thanks to God, I'm alive.
He's in Hardin, Wilkes County, North Carolina. Buildings were damaged. Trucks and small planes were flipped over. Thousands lost power. Some schools are closed today. Trying to assure people fearful a serial killer may be lurking, Tampa's mayor Bob Buckhorn told a nervous audience at a town hall meeting.
Nobody comes into our house and does this. Not now, not ever. This is our streets. These are our neighborhoods.
This after 3 people were shot dead in the past 2 weeks within a 1-mile radius. Police are escorting kids to school in that neighborhood. A retired astronaut has died. Paul Weitz was 85. His claim to fame, commander of the first flight of the Space Shuttle Challenger in 1983. 3 years later, Challenger exploded after its 10th launch. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Good morning. It's 47 degrees in Chicago at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer, WIND Chicago. I'm David Stewart. Windy, rainy, temperatures holding in the upper 40s today. Mayor Emanuel wants to increase parking enforcement in the city over the weekends to bring in extra revenue. The mayor's budget includes expanding a program to pay parking enforcement workers overtime if they work on the weekend. A man accused of pointing a gun at a Chicago police officer over the weekend is being held without bond. Prosecutors say Jamie Harrison took off Sunday when cops approached him near 88th and Wallace. An officer caught up with him. They struggled. Harrison pulled out one pistol, then another, and tried to take the officer's gun. The suspect was eventually subdued. Could be a busy week in Springfield. Lawmakers due back at the State House today for the first week of the 2-week fall veto session. An assault weapons ban and other gun control measures are up for a hearing. An Oaklawn man charged with murder after a deadly stabbing over the weekend on the southwest side. Eddie Crowder in bond court today. Police say he stabbed Elizabeth Kennedy and 2 men Saturday night during a domestic altercation. A Peoria man is accused of murdering an elderly Lisle woman more than 20 years ago. Thomas Spear was in court yesterday in DuPage County, had bail set at $3 million. He's charged with killing Isla Vinar during a burglary at her home in 1994. The case against Aaron Schock is a bit smaller. A federal judge is dismissing 2 counts against the former congressman. Schock is charged with lying about misspending government and campaign money, and he is still facing 20 other charges. In sports, Bulls face the Cavs in Cleveland tonight. The Blackhawks face the Golden Knights in Las Vegas, and the Washington Nationals may interview Cubs bench coach Dave Martinez for their manager's spot. News and service of Farmers Insurance.
As the road you travel changes, so do your insurance needs. Talking with a Farmers agent can help you assess whether you're ready for the journey ahead. Find an agent at farmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
AM 560 news time 8:04. Time for the AM 560 Business Beat. And from the Fox Business Network, here's Jenny Cosola.
From the Fox Business Network, General Motors lost money in its summer quarter, though the loss is blamed on expenses related to the sale of its Opel unit in Europe. Excluding those expenses, GM made $2.5 billion before taxes. Sears will no longer stock Whirlpool appliances. The change isn't because of Sears' business troubles. It's because Sears and Whirlpool couldn't agree on prices for the products. The two companies have a relationship that dates back more than a century. Kenmore appliances will still be made by Whirlpool. Sears will continue to sell Frigidaire, Samsung, Electrolux, and other brands. Whirlpool's earnings for the recent quarter were disappointing. Home builder PulteGroup's earnings were mixed, but mostly better than expected. The Dow closed down 54 on Monday. NASDAQ was down 42. The S&P dropped 10. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
AM 560 news time 8:04. Traffic in 2 minutes on AM 560. The Answer.
Savings based on 2-year protection plan compared to T-Mobile premium device protection as of July 12, 2017. SquareTrade does not cover lost or stolen items. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting a new phone? Get this. Every 2 seconds, one of us accidentally breaks our phone. So, protecting your phone is a smart idea. But phone insurance through your wireless carrier can cost as much as $15 every month. Switch to SquareTrade phone protection instead, for half the cost of insurance through your wireless carrier. And you could save $200 or more. It's like protecting 2 phones for the price of 1. SquareTrade covers accidents like drops and spills with easy same-day repair options. Part of the Allstate family, we're trusted by over 30 million customers with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And switching to SquareTrade is easy. How else can you save $200 in 10 minutes? So don't wait. Switch today.
Switch to SquareTrade now and you can save over $200. Visit SquareTrade.com. That's SquareTrade.com.
Hey, you've heard how Automated Systems excels at assisting companies with systems integration and FDA compliance. But they're also a staffing leader. They supply handpicked elite leadership, subject matter experts, and proven technical professionals in engineering, quality control, and FDA compliance to support the life sciences field in executing mission-critical projects. ASI provides highly specialized pros to deliver projects on time and budget. Don't pay a lot more to a big consulting firm, and don't trust the big temp agencies to supply the talent you need. Call Laz, my friend Laz at Automated Systems, when failure isn't an option. ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life sciences companies, from big pharma to startups, and excel through a culture of excellence in execution. For a staffing, compliance, or automation evaluation, call Laz now at Automated Systems at 844-HIRE-ASI or visit AutomatedSYS.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or AutomatedSYS.com.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. Choosing the right mortgage lender involves much more than just a rate. Quicken Loans has earned 11 J.D. Power Awards for client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage, a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online. No one else has anything like it. So choose Quicken Loans, America's #1 online lender. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
Home isn't just a place, it's a feeling that you're safe to enjoy the things that matter most. ADT lets you take that feeling with you, whether you're at home, your business, or online. We help keep you safe with security systems, home automation, alarms, and surveillance, so you can feel at home wherever you are. Go to ADT.com to get that feeling for less than $1 a day. ADT. Home. Safe home.
At 8:08 from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here's Jim Talamonte.
David, the Edens is running 28 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 44. The Kennedy, an hour and 25 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, 52 minutes from Montrose, 40 in the Express. Outbound an hour and 7 minutes to the airport. The Eisenhower, an hour and 23 minutes. Thorndale to the post office, an hour or 2 from Manheim. Outbound 54 minutes to Manheim, an hour 21 to Thorndale. Stevenson, an hour and 28 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 47 minutes. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 28 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop Ford, 45. Tri-State southbound heavy, 120 to 176. And 127th to Pulaski with a crash in the 2 right lanes. Northbound delay, Cicero to 31st. And from the Reagan Tollway to the Adams Tollway, northbound Veterans Royal jam. From the Des Plaines River Bridge to Maple with a stall in the right lane. Then Roosevelt to the Army Trail toll after a crash. Heavy again, Army Trail to 290. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
And now your forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, windy with periods of rain, high 48. Breezy this evening with a stray shower. Otherwise, tonight, turning out to be partly to mostly cloudy with a low 36. Tomorrow, clouds give way to some sun, high 50. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Lakefront 47 degrees, 46 at Midway, 47 at O'Hare. Next news, 8:30. Continuous coverage of the latest news, traffic, and weather at 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer continues now on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 on your mobile device. Now available on iHeartRadio. Online at iHeartRadio.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Halloween just a week away. Amy, which cultural appropriation workshop will you be attending? And we'll take your calls. Which cultural appropriation workshop, based on your knowledge, is the best place to attend? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 646-368, turnkey.pro text line. The We're a Culture, Not a Costume Center for Student Diversity training workshop at Towson University in Maryland is a hot one. I hear that's a good party. How Humboldt State University in California, cultural appreciation versus cultural appropriation. That's a good time.
That sounds great.
State University of New York.
What am I going to wear to that one?
Yeah, well,
should I do my hair or should I put on makeup or skip it? These are very serious questions.
It's a good question. The SUNY Polytechnic Institute has got an event coming up, Duke University, Chicken Wings and Cultural Appropriation. That's a fun time. Don't go, since you asked, don't go as Moana.
Yeah,
I don't know
why
who this
not?
is, but because Cosmo.
But that's a Disney character.
Cosmo said so. And you don't question Cosmo. You just say yes, thank you, Cosmo. Cosmo suggesting that maybe you don't dress your kid up as Moana this Halloween, unless you get permission from a Pacific Islander to do so. So if you
have to check with the Islanders?
You have to get permission. I guess any Pacific Islander will do. I'm not sure what the standard is. But, to your point, if you can't go like Moana, then is there any point?
Then you shouldn't go at all.
Yeah.
I mean, what's next? What Disney princess character is next? That people are going to say it's not politically correct to dress as Moana for Halloween?
If you're dressing as somebody that is not your specific ethnic, racial heritage, you have to get permission.
Okay, so my friend who's African American, and I just tweeted out this picture, over the weekend at a party dressed up as Gordon Hayward. He's the Boston Celtics player whose leg snapped.
Yeah.
It was the most grotesque. Even talking about it, I feel nauseous.
That was timely when he did it, but that's going to be tough to explain going door to door. Also, you have to be on the ground.
Well, so every time he walked into a room,
he just dropped
and went, "Oh, my leg! Oh!"
That's going to be good at the door. Great. That's very theatrical. I give him credit for that.
Yeah, but I mean, he's African American. He should get permission from the white guy to dress up as a white guy.
I don't think
Halloween.
I don't think it works in that direction.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
It only works in the direction of white to persons of color.
Oh,
I'm fairly certain about that. But are you seriously? Are you gonna bother dressing up if you're an adult who likes to still trick or treat like Amy, or if you have kids, are you even gonna bother dressing them up because you're so worried about offending, or do you not care about offending? 312-642-5600, Turnkey.pro answer line.
Well, I thought we were going to dress up as Trump and Melania this year.
Oh,
Is
me and
that
you.
offensive? Yes. And I could bring back party animals.
I want
carry a copy of the books and read excerpts of the book all night long.
maybe Jared and Ivanka.
Oh, that might be more you.
Yeah, me
Well,
as
Melania
Ivanka.
and I are about the same age.
Oh no, I'm
Oh,
going
you're
as
gonna-
Ivanka. She's Jared's a little more dainty, so you should probably go as Jared. if we're gonna
Lucy
do Jared.
Goosey was thrilled. She was filled with delight. Her birthday was coming. Who should she invite?
All right, let's hear your Melania.
Lucy Goosey was having a party. Who should she invite? Mrs. Piggy eats too much food. Yeah, no?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And then I could wear hurricane heels. Yeah! Yeah, I'm going to be Melania.
All right.
That's what I'm going to do.
I don't think you're going to get a lot of candy in your neighborhood.
No, oh, yeah. Oh, my neighborhood. They'll call the police.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we got a crazy Jacobson running around.
In these times, I'm also going to pay tribute to an iconic woman. And she persisted. I'm going to go as an Indian princess.
Oh, yeah, see.
Elizabeth Warren. 8 least politically correct Halloween costumes.
Okay.
From the Daily Caller. The lusty Indian, like that.
Let me
that?
see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
I like that. The Mariachi Mexicano. Can't do that, I guess.
Can't do that.
The Angry Arab.
Oh, boy. Seriously?
What if you go to see Iron Sheik from
Cannot-
the WWF era?
See, I would stay away from all of that. I've had a friend once who borrowed another coworker's sari, and then she put henna on, and I thought, oh, I would not dress. Hey, can I borrow your sari so I could dress like you for Halloween?
What about going as Chinese takeout?
See, all that stuff we enjoyed as kids.
Yeah.
You can't do that because it's going to offend somebody.
Did you ever see the one that went viral? The father dressing as a bottle of Jack Daniels and having the kid as a pack of Marlboro. I like that.
Oh, really?
That's good.
That's a good one.
We
What
could
else
do that.
do we have?
You
Why don't we
can't-
be Sonny and Cher? Would that offend anybody?
Sonny
No?
and Cher.
Yeah.
Well, it's Sonny, rest in peace. That's not topical. I mean,
Sonny and Cher.
Well,
I'm just trying to.
okay.
I'm thinking of things that won't offend.
What about
Because you're offending me over there.
Robert E. Lee? You'll get defaced. You can't go
Oh,
as
yeah,
Robert
I
E.
can't
Lee.
as Robert E. Lee.
Yeah, that's another one. And then Hillary for prison.
Oh.
That's so 2016.
Yeah, that's a little stale.
How many Harvey Weinsteins do you think will go out there? Those cut-ups, guys walking around in robes trying to be Harvey Weinstein.
What could be the most offensive Halloween costume? 312-642-5600 is our Turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. Do you think somebody will dress up as you for Halloween?
No.
Somebody dressed up as me for Halloween.
Really?
Yeah, they put a little cutout of a pool around them and
Oh,
had two
yeah,
children with them.
That's pretty good.
And a Channel 5 mic and a bikini, of course. Or two-piece, excuse me.
Uh-huh.
That was, yeah. It wasn't funny at the time, but now looking back at it, that's hysterical.
Hey, that's a great tribute.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great tribute that
Yeah.
you've.
I went to the gym and somebody came up like, my God, this chick dressed up as you for Halloween. Took a picture.
You made it into Americana.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
something to celebrate,
Yeah.
I think. Bill on the north side.
Hey, good morning, Dan. Good morning, Amy. Speaking of offensive Halloween costumes, there's this great clip of this guy knocks on a Halloween party door, and he's dressed up like an ISIS member. And Hitler answers the door, and he says, "Dude, that's so offensive. You can't dress up like ISIS." And then there's a guy dressed up like a huge dildo, like all these really, really
Wow.
offensive costumes.
Yeah.
And they're all yelling at the ISIS guy. It's actually really cute. I'll tweet it to you guys.
All right, thanks for the call,
Did
Bill.
you say it's really cute? I'll tweet it to you guys.
Is it weird when guys say cute?
Especially if they're talking about an ISIS.
If you're not talking,
video?
talking about the video, like a spoof video, but it's okay to say cute if you're talking about like a kid.
Yeah.
I don't think if you're an adult male, you can really use the term cute unless you're using it sarcastically or genuinely, but to describe a child.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do it in video.
No.
I think it's making me uncomfortable.
When was the last time you dressed up for Halloween? Oh my gosh, did you even as a kid?
No.
Let me guess, you were Hayek walking around.
I was a series of free market
economists.
economists. I mean, one year it's Friedman, another year it's Hayek.
I would love
von
to
Mises.
Love to see a picture of you at Halloween when you were a kid.
James Buchanan was a big hit in the neighborhood, I remember. I mean, all the Nobel Prize winners, people seem to enjoy.
Let me guess, too. When you went trick-or-treating, did you have a pillowcase or did you have an actual bag? Did your mom give you a nice Halloween bag? Because we used our pillowcases.
My security detail held the bag. I just walked amongst them. I think the last. I mean,
did you dress up like a cowboy?
Are your sons too old to go to dress up for Halloween?
Oh my gosh, no! This is the prime. This is when they start as soon as it's available, and they end at the last house. I mean, they go around. This is like they hoard for the whole year.
Is either one going as Moana?
No, he's going as that scary clown from It.
Oh yeah, that's going to be popular.
That's going to be huge.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one.
And then the other guy, he's going to go as Biggie Cheese.
Who's Biggie Cheese?
Oh my God, Biggie Cheese! You don't know Biggie Cheese?
You keep
the
saying
rapper?
it. You don't know who it is either.
Cue up Biggie Cheese. He's a rapper.
What are you
don't
talking-
know. It's the rapper Biggie Cheese. Hold on, I got to find it.
Is he related to the notorious B.I.G.? May he rest in peace.
He's a rodent version of Biggie.
Oh, okay, of course. He's a rapper. He's a cartoon rodent. Of course.
It's Biggie Cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Mike in Ogden Dunes.
I'd say good morning. Love the show.
Thank you.
I think Bruce Runner might be a great Halloween costume, and if you could put Madigan on the back of the horse, that might be the best thing for Illinois.
There you go. Thanks for the call, Mike.
That's a good one.
How would you caricature that? I'm trying to think. It'd be like almost like an Addams Family couple, or like a Ichabod Crane. Ted in Palatine.
Hey guys, how's it going? Actually, just this last weekend on Friday night, it was we were doing. It was like a Halloween theme where it was cowboys and Indians, except for my costume happened to be like a spin-off of a modern day Native American. So I just kind of put on some work jeans and threw on a like a suede jacket with a bottle of Jack in one.
Oh boy!
Ooh. Off in the other.
Ooh, the firewater. How was that? How was that received, Ted?
You know, it was actually pretty well received. I mean, you know, it was a group of young guys who knew how to take a joke, and you know, everyone. So it went well.
Good. Thanks for the call, Ted. Yeah, everybody should be parodied. Get over it. You could also do like if I did Native American, you could go like as Ira Hayes, and then you could sing the ballad, Johnny Cash's Ballad of Ira Hayes all night. People would like that.
What did you dress up as for Halloween as a kid? Answer the question.
I went as a hobo a few times. Do they still use that word?
Hobo.
Hobo.
I love hobo.
Yeah, like
because we live by the tracks.
The
so you have a
romantic
hobo.
version. You got a little hat and you got your stick with
and the red
kerchief.
scarf.
Yeah, right. I went as Static Cling.
Oh,
1 year.
I mean, that is so bad.
I like what? It's an abstract costume.
It's so bad.
Did you see those Lovers Lane guys?
Yeah.
On the GN Morning Show yesterday.
Yeah.
In the skimpy. Yeah, I went. I did that. Yeah.
We don't know what they're supposed to be, but there was not a lot there of clothing.
Yeah, when I went bare chested, I seemed to be very popular in North Broadway. I'm not sure why. Andy in Hanover Park.
How about a bunch of hot girls in bikinis with like a Pelosi mask and a Barbara Boxer mask and a Hillary Clinton mask? Would you go up and talk to them?
Yeah, thanks for the call, Andy.
Wow, moral conundrum.
No, that's easy because they would be parroting all of those octogenarian female Pauls, Lib Dems, too, right?
Yeah.
I
Biggie
like
Cheese.
that idea.
Biggie Cheese. Can I get some Biggie cheese? This is it.
We order some bombastic, romantic, fantastic.
Sounds like Shabba Ranks.
She called me Mr. Bombastic.
That is Shabba Ranks.
Right, but it's Biggie Cheese.
Biggie Cheese is like Milli Vanilli. He's ripping off other people's work.
Okay, fine.
Randy in Elkhorn.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going as Harvey Weinstein, but I'm going to strap a blow-up doll to my crotch while I walk around the neighborhood.
Okay, all I heard was the C word, and it's
Thanks
gross.
for the call, Randy. He's going to be
gonna
popular.
do a what?
He's going as Harvey Weinstein, and he's going to strap a blow-up doll to his crotch.
Oh, dear Lord. Why don't you have a little mini casting couch, like a Barbie doll casting couch? And a potted plant. You have got to carry a potted plant.
I hope the people at the Halloween party Randy's going to have a good sense of humor. Keith in the control room. Oh, that's here.
Yeah.
When I lived in Atlanta, I went to a Halloween party dressed as General Sherman. Wow.
Provocateur.
Probably
isn't
too
he?
soon down there. Yeah, but I like the historical. I like doing kind of arcane historical costumes, right? Paying tribute to, or being kind of a smartass like Keith. I like that. That's more fun than just doing something that's topical, Or you can always default to the Frederick Hayek, which again people like.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Need a CPAP? Then we need you. We're CPAP.com, and we carry popular brands of CPAP equipment, including ResMed, Respironics, and more. To move inventory, we're selling some of our ResMed CPAP machines at prices lower than you would think. Call now to learn more about these affordable ResMed CPAPs. We'll even provide free shipping on your ResMed machine order so you'll get it fast. Call 1-800-600-7101. The best part? No insurance needed. Our CPAPs are priced so low they can even cost less than your copay and deductible through insurance. CPAP.com has shipped over 1 million orders and carries a large inventory of sleep apnea equipment. With little retail overhead and no middlemen, we're the best way to get comfortable, effective sleep apnea equipment at incredibly low prices. Again, CPAP.com has a large inventory of ResMed CPAPs and is offering free shipping on these devices. Call now for these great deals and others. Call 1-800-600-7101. If lines are busy, please try again. That's 1-800-600-7101.
Hey, we got a tweet from Bridget. This is a pretty good one. Picture her and I guess her significant other. He's dressed in suspenders and jeans with Peter on his shirt, and she's dressed as a pumpkin.
Seriously, that's so
I don't get it. Attention, Chicago, don't miss this one-day only Land at the Lake sale on Saturday, November 11th, where you can get 5 acres with lake access for only $24,900. This spectacular lakeside community was purchased out of foreclosure, and all home sites will be sold off at a fraction of their original price. Take advantage of huge savings during the one-day only sale, and get 5 acres with lake access only $24,900, or 5 acres and a new log cabin for only $79,900. Enjoy beach and marine access to 160,000-acre recreational lake, all just an easy drive from Nashville, Tennessee. For earliest appointment, call 888-GET-LAND or visit the website at 888getland.com. Excellent financing is available, so call or visit 888-GET-LAND. Cabin is 1,200 square feet to be built right in, weather tight, Lakeview Realty broker. Risk mitigation is an important consideration that smart companies pay attention to in today's complicated business climate. Some of the greatest risks occur when your company hires new employees or when you execute new business financial relationships. When your company hires, leases, or conducts financial transactions, decisions are critical. That's why veteran-owned and operated Global Verification Network is a company you should know. Startups to Fortune 100s trust Global Verification Network, and so should you. They're a background screening and investigative services company dedicated to expert, timely, and affordable background screening services for employment, tenant screening, and business due diligence. Global Verification Network is headquartered in Chicagoland, a federally recognized veteran-owned small business, and never offshores data like many competitors. To request your company's risk analysis without obligation or cost, visit globalverificationnetwork.com or call 877-695-1179 or visit them online at globalverificationnetwork.com. Global Verification Network, the risk mitigation experts, 877-695-1179.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I started out vomiting with migraines at the age of 19, and about 10 years later, it got to the point where it was almost every day. This stuck with me for about another 20 years. When I was introduced to this balance of nature, I couldn't believe how quickly the triggers that would cause these migraines just went away.
What are you waiting for? Good health is just a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code WIND. That's balanceofnature.com. Promo code WIND.
Message and data rates may apply.
Warning, texting while driving is illegal just about everywhere. So if you want to take advantage of a life-changing LASIK offer, pull over when you can, because a special opportunity is just one text away. The LASIK Vision Institute is offering absolutely free evaluations and dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK. Text the keyword VALUE to 350350 to get the benefit of FDA-approved LASIK technology that gives the majority of patients 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Text to schedule your free appointment to see if LASIK is right for you. When you text VALUE to 350350, you'll also get an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Today, it's your turn. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you've always wanted for a fraction of what others charge. This great offer is just a text away. Text VALUE to 350350. That's VALUE to 350350.
Despite President Trump's repeated requests, Senate Republicans failed again to repeal Obamacare. If you're tired of calling a bureaucrat at an 800 number to help you navigate Obamacare, then you need a local expert on your side. That's right, your own health insurance mentor. C. Stephen Tucker, C.S. Tucker, from healthinsurancementors.com is someone I know and trust. He's a 20-year licensed broker who's been educating AM 560 listeners on the Affordable Care Act for the past 6 years.
Thanks, Dan. ACA open enrollment is now only 45 days long. From November 1st to December 15th, you cannot be denied coverage based on a pre-existing condition. And depending on your income, you may find a more affordable plan. With narrow networks, even fewer choices, and higher deductibles, now more than ever, you need an expert to help you gain access to the best hospitals and specialists available. Call me. I can help.
Thanks, Steve. How can our listeners get in touch with you?
They can visit healthinsurancementors.com or call me directly at 630-674-1551. That's 630-674-1551.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, I got our costume.
What?
I'm going to go as a pea hat, and you go as Ashley Judd in the bloody jeans. How about that?
We'd be celebrated in our neighborhood.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be costumes.
Be feted.
We'd just be neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. That's Tuesday in Lakeview.
So do we have time for the cat story?
Yeah, we'll get to it after Andy Claiborne.
Fine. Who wants a cat without a head? But now let's go into the newsroom and say good morning to Dave Stewart, who's in for Mike Scott.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Dan. 47 degrees in Chicago now at 8:31 at AM 560. The Answer. Windy and rainy today. Temperatures holding in the upper 40s. More information starting to come to light about the deadly attack on U.S. soldiers in Niger. Retired four-star Navy Admiral James Stavridis says it's important to separate the strategic importance of the mission from what ended up being a tactical failure.
The mission in broad strokes makes sense. We're going after the Islamic State. It's an important part of the world. Niger is just north of Nigeria, a big partner of the United States. France has a big mission next door in Mali. Strategically, the mission makes sense.
But what led to the tragic deaths of four Special Forces operators remains unclear. The military officials believe terrorists might have set them up to be ambushed. Donald Trump Jr. is speaking today at AT&T Stadium at a private event hosted by the University of North Texas, but nearly 100 faculty members signed a letter opposing Trump Jr.'s invitation. A Peoria man's accused of murdering an elderly Lyle woman more than 20 years ago. Isla Vennard's son spoke after Thomas Spear was charged with killing his mother during a burglary in her home in 1994.
These last 23 years have been wondering if this day was ever going to happen. I'm glad today that it was.
Spear being held in the DuPage County Court bail at $3 million. Prosecutors say after Vennard's death, Spear disguised himself as a woman to cash checks from her account at a bank. Police in Des Plaines are investigating allegations that a 54-year-old man from Des Plaines used a Facebook post to threaten to lynch Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. Wilson's been critical of President Trump for the tone of his phone call to a Gold Star widow. The man says it was part of an online argument and was meant as a joke. Police say a screen grab of the alleged threat was shared nearly 4,000 times on Twitter. In sports, Bulls against the Cavs in Cleveland tonight. The Blackhawks face the Golden Knights in Las Vegas. The news is service of Napa Auto Parts. On rainy days like this, Napa Auto Parts would like to remind you that you're only a quick stop away from new wiper blades and a streakless windshield. So stop by your local Napa store where Trico Force wipers are $15 off per pair. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. AM 560 News Time 8:33. We'll check traffic in 2 minutes on AM 560, The Answer.
Not knowing the difference between a cold and the flu can be frightening. But with the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer, this Halloween season, you won't be tricked by any spooky symptoms.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Kurt Penn, founder and CEO of Good Foods. In 2007, I was shopping in a natural foods grocery store and had a vision for a company that would produce fresh, all-natural foods with a social conscience. Signature Bank helped turn that vision into what now is Good Foods. Signature Bank President Mick O'Rourke listened to our story and learned about our business. Mick has been with us every step of the way. Signature Bank takes care of the details so we can focus on producing good foods. Signature Bank is deeply invested in our success. Good Foods is very proud to bank with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Shoot Point Blank is celebrating the grand opening of their 4th area location at the corner of North Aurora and Frontenac in Naperville this weekend starting Friday, October 27th. Shoot Point Blank is a clean, safe, and comfortable shooting range and gun shop featuring a climate-controlled 20-lane shooting range, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Now you can experience the Point Blank difference in Naperville and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
Help us celebrate Shoot Point Blank's 4th area location at the Naperville grand opening this weekend with great deals from top manufacturers including Smith & Wesson, plus all kinds of fantastic offers and giveaways. The first 100 customers each day will receive a free Shoot Point Blank ball cap. Shoot Point Blank is open at the corner of North Aurora and Frontenac in Naperville. Experience the difference this weekend at their grand opening. Visit shootpointblank.com for details.
At 8:36 from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, David. Eden's inbound delays start at Cicero, 26 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, about 44. Kennedy, an hour and 9 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, really jammed. Foster to the Burn Circle, 45 minutes from Montrose, 29 in the Express. Outbound 34 minutes to Montrose, an hour and 2 minutes to the airport. The Eisenhower's an hour and 23 minutes. Thorndale to the Post Office, an hour 2 from Manheim. Outbound an hour 14 to Thorndale. Stevenson, an hour 17, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 47 minutes. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown, outbound 16, 557, 28 minutes, ID to the Murray Fishing Ford, 45. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, stop and go Bryn Mawr to North Avenue, northbound from 31st to Jackson. Southbound Tri-State delays, 120 to the Lake Forest Oasis, very heavy, and 127th to Pulaski after a crash. Northbound Cicero to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to the Adams Tollway. Adams Tollway now heavy from Plains Oasis to Tri-State. Reagan Tollway from the Aurora Toll to 355 and the Veterans Memorial. And the Des Plaines River Bridge most of the way up to 290. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
And now your forecast. Today, windy periods of rain and a high of 48. Breezy this evening, a stray shower remains and a low of 36. Tomorrow, partial sunshine with a high of 50. Right now, 47 degrees at O'Hare. Next news, 9 o'clock. Continuous coverage of the latest news, traffic, and weather at 560theanswer.com. Now more of Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Joe Walsh here. I don't give a damn if the rest of the world doesn't know what to make of Trump. I think that's a good thing. We'll talk about it when Freedom returns at 5.
Morning, Dan and Amy. I guess more fodder for Randy from Elkhorn's costume this Halloween. More shoes dropping in the Weinstein case, the human stain. Zelda Perkins, who was his personal assistant at Miramax's London office, has broken her NDA and given an interview to the Financial Times in which she alleges that the Stain sexually harassed her and actually assaulted her female colleague, leading to a settlement.
With her? So now if you break a non-disclosure agreement, do you have to pay the money back?
Well, it depends what it depends on the particular nature of the NDA, but I mean, you think that Harvey Weinstein is going to be trying to claw back damages for an NDA that's been violated with all the problems he has? Unlikely. Speaking of which, another individual who had interactions with Harvey Weinstein over an extended period of time, a number of years, his former chauffeur, who...
chauffeurs know everything. What did the chauffeur say?
His name is Mikhail Shamlalulala. I don't know. I can't pronounce.
I had that for dinner last night.
It's good.
At a French restaurant.
Yeah. And this was his chauffeur in Cannes, and he talked about how Harvey Weinstein would lure women back to the back of the vehicle for the obvious things. And he also heard one instance where he was having relations in the back of the car, and the woman in question was begging him not to hurt her.
Oh, my gosh.
And ultimately, he stopped his employment with Harvey Weinstein when Harvey Weinstein physically assaulted him, the chauffeur. So he's got a lot of details. So, it's just...
this guy's anger issues?
Well, he's got all kinds of issues. That's why he's the human stain. He is a reprobate and perhaps a violent criminal. We'll see what law enforcement uncovers and whether he's ultimately prosecuted consistent with some of the allegations of a criminal nature that have been leveled against him. For more on Hollywood, as other scumbags are being outed, the most recent, yesterday, David O. Russell, the director of hit films like Silver Linings Playbook and American Gangster, apparently he's another well-known groper in Hollywood circles. So for more on this, somebody who may have some insights, a accomplished Hollywood screenwriter in his own right, he is Andrew Klavan. Andrew, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure, Dan. Thanks.
So what about all of this that's coming out, Toback and Russell after Weinstein, and some shots taken at A-list actors like Ben Affleck for past indiscretions? Do you have any insight in terms of the Hollywood culture from your time there?
Yeah, it's a toxic mix in a way. And the guys who do this stuff, especially guys who put their hands on people where they shouldn't be and who force people to do things. I mean, that to me is criminal. I don't even believe you should be able to sign an NDA that doesn't allow you to report a criminal act.
Right.
That doesn't seem right to me.
No.
But think about it for a minute. You've got these volatile men in positions of tremendous power. And I say they're volatile because they're artists, they're creative people. Creative people tend to be a little bit lunatic, a little bit out there. And then you've got women who are coming out to this town. They're very beautiful, and they're kind of, actresses tend to be insecure, and they want to win the love of millions because they don't feel that they have the love of somebody close to them usually. I mean, that's a pretty, I know that's a stereotype, but it's a pretty good stereotype of the way people get into show business. So you have this toxic mix of women who are desperate for attention and women who are coming out here and will do anything to get a career, and guys who take advantage of that and are cruel and brutal. And I don't even think you can get into the idea that they're sexist, because guys like Harvey Weinstein were reputed to treat men. I knew men who worked for Harvey Weinstein who said they were poorly treated too,
Yeah.
So I think you have this mix of like unbridled power and people who are just a little unbalanced. The industry attracts people who are unbalanced, and you're going to get these kinds of these kinds of incidents. What really does seems to me a burden, and seems to me something that Hollywood and other businesses should address, is ways of making it possible for people to come forward without destroying their careers. I think it's not fair to say of these women, I've heard people say, well, they didn't come forward for 20 years, where were they? Well, they're people who want to live their lives, and there's an incident that may have traumatized them or hurt them or done something, and they balance that against their career, and they want to go forward. It seems to me a woman should be able to go to work and have a profession and have a career without some clown brutalizing her and getting away with it. And it just seems that there's some kind of breakdown here in the way this stuff gets It's just a human. Forget about the sex. I know the sex angle is the good, the thing that people want to hear on TV, see on TV, and all this stuff. But forget about that. People just shouldn't be treated this way, and there ought to be a system in place for letting them report it in a responsible way, without being destroyed.
But in the TV news business, I was in that for 18 years. If you went and complained, you're in fear of losing your job.
Of course. I mean,
So I understand why these women didn't come forward.
Yeah, I mean, at Fox News, where there are all these beautiful women wandering around, if they have a huge star that they're trying to protect, who are they going to believe? Who are they going to protect? They're going to protect the moneymaker. It's going to happen that's going to happen each and every time. And it does seem to me, look, people make false accusations. People lie. Women, men, all people lie. So you do have to protect the accused. The guy's got to be assumed innocent until he's proved guilty. But at the same time, it does seem to me there ought to be ways of coming forward where you're not exposed necessarily right away, so that you can at least make a complaint. This guy attacked me. Harvey Weinstein cornered me. You should be able to go to the police without your career going down the drain.
It's interesting to me that how leftist politics plays into this, though. And I mean, this BuzzFeed piece by feminist Bim Adewunmi, where she essentially is complaining that Harvey Weinstein only sexually assaulted white women. I mean, that's not exactly true. That's not exactly true. He actually allegedly assaulted Lupita. What's the actress's name from 12 Years a Slave? But she's literally saying that women weren't making it into Weinstein's predatory. Black women weren't making it into Weinstein's predatory thought process except to be excluded. That's lamentable. I mean, this is the poison of identity politics, but this is the politics of that Hollywood culture, too.
Well, I am an ardent anti-feminist, and I say this knowing that sometimes it makes people think that I'm not for women's rights. I am for women's rights, but I think leftists ruin everything, and I think they feminists take issues like this, and they make the women unsympathetic by, hammering men. I mean, I believe that men have a responsibility to protect women. I believe that is the old system, and it's the system that works best. The thing that really bothers me about the Harvey Weinstein affair is that nobody except for Brad Pitt, threatened him or said, get the hell away from my girl. I mean, Brad Pitt at least went up to him and said, stay away from Gwyneth Paltrow.
And then did 2 movies with him.
Yeah, it may not be John Wayne, but at least it's something. Somebody said something, Yeah. I mean, I just feel like, where are all the guys? Where are the guys who stood up to Harvey Weinstein and said, I'm going to paste you if you do that? People keep saying this is a problem. I heard, Emma Thompson say this is a problem with toxic masculinity. I think it's not enough masculinity. I think we
exactly.
I mean, there was a story today about David Schwimmer, the guy from Friends, who was having an interview in a noisy room, and he invited the woman back to his hotel room, and he said, but let me bring somebody with us so you feel safe. I thought, that's what you're supposed to do, good for him. I mean, that's the kind of thing where you're thinking about other people, and it's just, again, it's not even a matter of sexuality. It's a matter of humanity, of treating people decently, and I think I think the feminists always make these into feminist issues, but I think I'd much rather see them framed as human issues. Just how do you treat other human beings?
Well, with Bill Cosby, it was 1 victim, then 2, then it ended up being 79. In this case, how many Hollywood producers and TV stars and, celebrity chefs are going to be coming, people are going to be making allegations against them? When do you think it'll end?
Oh, it won't end if they, as long as the news is hungry for it, there'll be people to accuse. There's an old expression in Hollywood, it doesn't count on location, and it means that if you go and you cheat on your spouse on location, it doesn't count, because when you're in a movie, everybody's kind of sexually tangled up together. I think that also goes for sexual abuse. I think that people feel that when they're in this fantasy world, when they're making these movies, they're doing this stuff, that they can do things that they would not do otherwise, and that they're in a business that's protected from the view of, it's protected by glamour, it's protected by Democrat politics, it's protected by all kinds of things. And I just think that it's going to continue until they put in a system that helps it stop.
And Thomas Frank had an interesting piece in The Guardian on the topic of Weinstein, and essentially, again, the political angle. And he talked about, the liberalism that pervades Hollywood, and that part of the liberalism and the virtue signaling in even in Harvey Weinstein's first sort of mea culpa, where he talks about going after the NRA and scholarships for female directors and all that, those misdirection plays, It's all about using those issues as license for, indulging in rapacious and destructive and sometimes criminal appetites. And that's the liberalism is their cover.
Well, sure. They're essentially paying off the authorities. I mean, I have no doubt that they actually believe in liberal politics, but when you're making tremendous donations, I mean, Harvey Weinstein was a huge bundler and donator to liberal campaigns. You're paying off the cops, essentially. You're paying off the people who would expose you if they weren't indebted to you. And of course, it's a safety net for guys like this. When Harvey Weinstein was first accused, his first strategic move was to say, yes, and now I'm going to go fight the NRA. And, he thought, well, that will quiet them down. And, of course, it's gotten beyond that. But it took he's bound here a long time. So it took a long time before, we got beyond the fact that he had paid off the people who were supposed to be watching over the weak, basically. And it works.
Yeah, the men without chests in Hollywood. He is Andrew Klavan, screenwriter, author of the book The Great Good Thing, A Secular Jew Comes to Faith in Christ, which is very good. Also, a new podcast you can get at ricochet.com, Another Kingdom, and I haven't had a chance yet, but our producer listened to. He says it's quite good. It's called Another Kingdom, original stories narrated that Andrew Klavan has written that are narrated. So Another Kingdom is the podcast, and the book, The Great Good Thing, A Secular Jew Comes to Faith in Christ. Andrew, thanks again for joining us. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Thanks a lot.
You're the best, and he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
Where did I put that wrench? I know I have the right size screwdriver in here somewhere. This garage is a mess. Trouble finding your tools? Time to get organized with StoreLock, the best tool cabinet you'll ever buy. And it's 100% made in the USA, close by in Kankakee, with a 55-year unconditional guarantee. StoreLock is a modular, durable storage system with dividers, liners, and layouts, all made to order exactly how you want it. Each drawer holds up to 400 pounds and is powder-coated in-house with any color you want. And it's fully assembled when it ships. You'll get organized fast. StoreLock can handle any size room or facility. They can do systems for airline hangars to fire departments to modular workstations for your shop. Anywhere and everywhere you need quality storage that will last a lifetime at a factory direct price. It's time to get your home, garage, or business organized. Call Mike the owner personally at 1-800-786-7562. That's 1-800-STORLOC. Or go to StoreLock.com. That's StoreLock.com.
Upstream-ideas.com, premium content that complements what we do each morning on this show. Podcasts of our Illinois Rising program covering state policy and politics, which airs Sundays at 3 p.m. on these airwaves. 60 seconds of sanity commentaries from me, 2-minute warnings from Pat Hughes at Illinois Opportunity Project, long-form interviews in our Against the Current series. Man on the Street, Follow the Logic segments this week. Loyola students seeing if they can follow Senators Difey and Durbin's logic as it pertains to a religious test for Trump judicial appointees, for example. And again, our new and our sister website, defendhomeowners.com, free property tax report on your home, petition to circulate, get signatures to help us get an advisory question on the 2018 ballot that would ask if people want to adopt the Indiana property tax system in Illinois, which would reduce your property taxes by at least half overnight statewide. So you can check that out at defendhomeowners.com and everything else out at upstream-ideas.com.
Roof is needy?
Call Grumweedy. 630-595-8020. Roof is leaky? Call Grumweedy. 630-595-8020.
Shingles are curly?
Call Grumweedy. 630-595-8020. Roof isn't right after it's stormy? Call Grumweedy. 630-595-8020.
Here comes winter. Well, soon. This is Mark Olson.
And Greg Olson of Crumweedy.
Since 1953, the roof guys for your home and business.
We fix roof problems.
Get it done before the winter comes.
Hate the high pressure?
Not from us.
We give you multiple options. Then you choose.
A roof that lasts at a fair price.
We fix roof problems.
When your roof is needy,
call Grumweedy. How about the number? 630-595-8020. 630-595-8020. Call us. We make sure your warranty is in place. Crumweedy, 630...
Wait. Just remember, myroofisneedy.com.
Savings based on 2-year protection plan compared to T-Mobile premium device protection as of July 12, 2017. SquareTrade does not cover lost or stolen items. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting a new phone? Get this. Every 2 seconds, one of us accidentally breaks our phone. So, protecting your phone is a smart idea. But phone insurance through your wireless carrier can cost as much as $15 every month. Switch to SquareTrade phone protection instead, for half the cost of insurance through your wireless carrier. And you could save $200 or more. It's like protecting 2 phones for the price of 1. SquareTrade covers accidents like drops and spills with easy same-day repair options. Part of the Allstate family, we're trusted by over 30 million customers with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And switching to SquareTrade is easy. How else can you save $200 in 10 minutes? So don't wait. Switch today.
Switch to SquareTrade now and you can save over $200. Visit squaretrade.com. That's squaretrade.com.
Are you behind in your mortgage, facing foreclosure, being given the runaround on a loan modification application by some bank or servicer? Well, you're not alone, but I may be able to help you. My name is Lou Bridges. I'm with the law firm of Lou Bridges & Associates. We've put together a team to help distressed homeowners like you. Give us a call. We give everyone who's eligible a free consultation. I guarantee you it will not be a sales pitch. We will give you our honest analysis, counsel, recommendations, and advice regarding your options.
We are experts in doing loan modifications successfully. We know the regs. We understand the process. Most importantly, we don't take no for an answer. We fight. We are prepared, and we win. We save houses. We make houses affordable. So if you want to keep your house affordable, contact us.
Go to bridgeslaw.net or call 224-513-1231. That's 224-513-1231.
Remember, people, never give up the land. Fight for truth and justice. You do that, and I guarantee you'll never be alone.
If you have pain, listen up. Dennis Prager here. You don't need to live in pain. Let me repeat that. You don't have to live in pain. Chronic pain is the worst, whether it's from an accident or pain that just develops. So, Chicagoland, you're in luck. Dr. Ken Candido is one of the nation's most respected and successful pain doctors. He's been voted one of Chicago's best pain doctors several times. Bottom line, he's the pain doctor you need. Dr. Candido of Chicago Anesthesia and Pain Specialists will help you get off pain medication and all of its side effects. How? By finding the source of your chronic pain and fixing it.
This is Ken Candido of Chicago Anesthesia Pain Specialists. Let's make you pain-free.
Call Dr. Ken Candido and make an appointment with a cutting-edge, respected, and successful pain physician. Go to mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com. Thousands have been helped with their chronic pain, and you can be the next one. Get the phone number and all the info you need at mypainchicago.com.
Join the fun at the Ultimate Sports Dome in Aurora for the inaugural Golf, Fitness, and Home Tent Sale. This 3-day event happens October 27th, 28th, and 29th and showcases products and services for golf equipment and clothing, home improvement, sports, fitness, and nutrition. There really is something for everyone. Ladies can shop for home items, while the men can find golf stuff. And fitness buffs can find everything from nutrition to the latest in fitness equipment. Get an early start on Christmas shopping. You'll find great gifts for everyone. Plus, enjoy fun and games for shoppers to stay active. A long putt contest, closest to the pin, basketball and shooting contest, bouncy houses for the kids, and so much more. It's going to be a great time with great deals. Don't miss the Golf, Fitness, and Home Tent Sale, October 27th, 28th, and 29th. Doors open at 11 a.m. on Friday and 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. Only at the Ultimate Sports Dome, 1900 Hill Avenue in Aurora. Admission is only $5 and kids 12 and under free. For all the info, go to sportzonepark.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
They really have made a difference. I mean, when I started taking them, I could not tie my shoes because of the knee pain. I have arthritis in it. And I actually bent down and tied my shoes by mistake. I was so used to not being able to do it. I couldn't believe I did it. And that was shortly after starting the Balanced Nature.
What are you waiting for? Good health is just a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code WIND. That's balanceofnature.com. Promo code WIND.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, my birthday's coming up, Dan, and
Yeah.
all I want...
And Christmas.
All I want is a cat without a head and without feet. There's this new cat out by a Japanese company. It's called Kubo, and what it does, it's a furry companion, and it's a pillow. It's a cat pillow with a tail.
I'd like to hear from the inventor.
And it vibrates.
What do you feel like when you hold this? How do you feel?
So relaxing when
Aw.
you just pet like this and watch a movie.
Oh,
Is that what you do?
I am relaxed.
So you just
now.
leave it, you have it on your lap, and you're just
Yeah.
watching a movie, and just like,
Yeah.
almost like
Awesome.
fiddling, like just kind of playing around with it. Can you put your head on, lie down?
Oh.
You could?
Yeah.
But not,
Can
you
use
didn't-
that way.
can you sit on it?
We
No.
don't recommend that.
We don't recommend. So they created it.
Please, I want to hear more from the inventor.
Wait, they created it for seniors, but it's ending up to be a big hit with the single ladies.
Other uses for this?
The
like,
robotic
appeal
tail.
For what, elderly people?
It vibrates.
Actually, that is our original goal. But for
Yeah, tell me more.
who live in facilities that doesn't allow pets.
Yes.
So we just aim. At first, we aim to provide this robot to these people. But once we posted a video, it went so viral, and we found that
Talks like Tom Brokaw.
many younger generation.
He sounds like a gay Bond villain.
Will you stop it? So when you wag it, its tail starts. When you pet it, tail starts wagging, and then it starts to vibrate
Yeah.
to simulate.
I'll tell you what.
Purring.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna get a his and hers after listening to that guy.
Thanks for making us part of your morning. Oh, it sounds like crazy. Thanks to Justin Kosick, our technical director.